What's good, everybody? Y'all know what it is. It's your boy, the Grandmaster Troll, here to give you guys the best trolling content YouTube has to offer. Shout out to the Reject Army, Nif9s, Dishwashers, Bedwetters, the Factors of the Black Order, the Gorilla Simps, the Fallen Upstream Team 3.0, but most importantly, witness the power and the might that is the most dangerous troll on YouTube. So before I get into the show, I need you guys to go down and subscribe to my Grandmaster Troll Racing channel. You guys have seen some of the vlogs I've been putting out there, so go out there and show some support by hitting the subscribe button so I don't have to keep putting my vlogs on this channel. I just put them on this channel because this channel is monetized and I make a little bit of money, and it really takes a long time to edit those videos. So subscribe to the Grandmaster Troll Racing channel. We got some good big things coming up. I should be going to a track next weekend. I won't be racing. I don't plan on racing, but if I go to this car meet, we will be making a long drive to Monterey to go to a racing track. So I'm excited about that. And I'm thinking about making a Facebook group. So all you guys who watch me here in California, if you want to get involved in some of the production, well, that's what the Facebook group is going to be for. But you got to go to the Grandmaster Troll Racing channel for that information. My man Dwayne says the videos are fire. So you got my man Dwayne, we got Cash God, Tampa Supreme, Reed Jones came in with a $2 super chat, said let's get it. O'Shea Duke Jackson came in with a $10 whatever donation in that African or Poland money. So salute to my man O'Shea. We got Warren in the building, and the title of this stream is Enshrining Warren into the Simp Hall of Fame, the Homosexual Hall of Fame. We're going to revisit the murder of Sergeant Joseph Anderson, and we're going to talk about all the nonsense in the Black Manosphere that I missed over the week because I was focused in on my Grandmaster Troll Racing channel. But we got to get right to it because there was a lot of talk about Warren, the Nini, and a couple other people in the Manosphere about the dysfunctional behavior that they were engaged in. And we had one, the Nini, she kept saying, pull up the facts of the case of which her ex-husband was murdered. Hold on, let me do this real quick. I forgot. We're gonna do this real quick. There we go. Now that that's ready, we gotta talk about this case here, as my man JP is in here. So you guys may not be too familiar with this case, but there's 3 levels of simps. I gotta break down the 3 levels of simps and the simp that you guys want to be. There's a simp that dudes in the Manosphere want to be. This is the first simp right here. This your boy right here, Sergeant Joseph Emmanuel Anderson. Let me tell you about this fine gentleman right here. He served 3 tours in the Middle East, 2 in Afghanistan, 1 in Kuwait. He was even a Vietnam War hero, a well-decorated officer, served his country real good, was a family man. Then we had this guy right here, the Pookie himself, little Ray Ray in them, you know, 40 Glock Jermaine right here on the block, up to no good. Then we got this guy right here, Warren, the cleanup man. But we gotta break down this case. Real quick. So before I do that, let me read you some of the files. I gotta read y'all some of the files of this case, because the nini said she wanted people to pull up some receipts. So we gonna pull up some receipts today. We're gonna reveal some new information, and we're gonna break down some of the lies that the nini and Warren have told. But let's go ahead and break down this case. This is your boy right here, Darwin Bethune, pleads guilty to manslaughter for the 2014 killing of Army Sergeant in Marrero, whatever that city's called, Louisiana. Let me read you this article right here. The man charged with fatally shooting U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Joseph Anderson at close range, pleaded guilty Monday to a reduced charge of manslaughter and was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Darwin Bethune, 28, was set to go to trial this week before Judge Adrian Adams in 24th Judicial District Court and face life in prison if convicted as charge of second-degree murder. He instead took a plea offer by prosecutors, which included also admitting to unauthorized entry and identity theft, for which he was sentenced to 6 and 5 years respectively, in addition to 30 years for manslaughter. Adams ordered the 3 sentences to be served concurrently, and prosecutors dropped charges of obstruction of justice and inciting a felony. And accepting the deal, Bethune, who is from New Orleans East, admitted, this is what he admitted, to ambush killing of Anderson, 31, who at the time had just dropped off his 3 children at the Ray Street home of his in-laws. Investigators with the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office said Bethune killed Anderson in the belief he could get his hands on a $500,000 insurance settlement because he was dating Anderson's ex-wife, a decorated soldier Anderson had served. Why did my thing go black? Hold on, let me go back. Why did my thing go black? A decorated soldier, Anderson has served 3 tours of duty in the Middle East. The Toyota 4Runner he was driving was found abandoned the next morning. His killer did not take his wallet or credit cards. Investigators said they do not believe that Anderson's ex-wife, who was visiting friends in Georgia when the killing occurred, knew anything about Bethune's plan. They said Bethune had exhibited controlling behavior and was trying to move in with the woman in the weeks before the killing. Investigators also noticed the driver's side floor mat in Bethune's Infiniti was missing. There was a bottle of peroxide in the vehicle. Blood was found in the 4Runner that authorities said was transferred from the crime scene. The murder occurred on a night of heavy rain, and fingerprints were inconclusive, according to a police report. Investigators said Bethune owned a .40 caliber Glock at the time of the killing. It was never found, and he said it had been stolen from him. Though he did not report it at the time, a bullet casing was found at the scene, but a piece of a .40 caliber projectile was recovered from a nearby flower bed. License plate recognition cameras and cell phone records indicate Bethune was in the neighborhood in the hours leading up to the killing, though he initially told authorities he was somewhere else. 10 days after the killing, investigators interviewed the friend he said he was with, and that man was found to have been at work in Golden Meadow when Anderson was shot. U.S. Marshals caught another girlfriend of Bethune's picking up an expedited expedited passport for him, and she told them Bethune had said he was being framed. He eluded capture for a few more days, but was arrested by New Orleans police in February 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, that is just the first article of what went on. It all looks good. It looks like their stories had checked out. It's basically this guy who the nini was dating shot this guy. They painted this brother right here as an abuser, a woman beater, a criminal, a liar. It was an open and shut case. That is what they wanted you to believe. And then Warren had stepped in as a good man, as the simp of the decade, to take care. Well, according to Warren, he says he don't take care of the kids because the kids are grown now. But I had to dig a little deeper. Because the story, it just didn't add up to me. It seemed like something was missing, because how did the current boyfriend sit and wait and ambush somebody who served 3 tours in the Middle East? Something about this story just didn't add up. So I went back and I found this article. But before I do that, let me see if I can make myself appear. Let me see if I could make myself appear out of thin air. There we go. I'm right there. So y'all can see me read this shit. Because then I came across this article, which gave a bit more descriptions as to what had happened, I believe. Let me make sure this is the right one. Let me make sure this is the right one right here. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one right here. You see how dirty they did your boy. You see how dirty they did your boy, Mr. Clean Sergeant, somebody who served this country, how they did him so dirty. I mean, your boy Darwin Bethune ambushed him and just left him dead in the driveway of his in-laws' parents' house, where he was dropping off his kids. Just did him so, just jumped out of the bushes. Hold on. Jumped out of the bushes with a .40 caliber gun. And you guys see my TV in the background. He jumped out of the bushes and he turned his TV off. He rocked his snot box. Let me read y'all this article, which is going to clear up a lot of things about this case right here, because they want us to dive deep in the facts. And we got John the Atlas. He comes by with a $5 super chat. He says, "Just Tom Brady money, a." Let me read you this one right here. A New Orleans man is scheduled to stand trial this fall in the death of U.S. Army Sergeant Joseph Anderson, who was home on leave for the holidays on New Year's Day when he was shot dead outside his former in-laws' home in Marrero. Darwin Trent Bethune, 24, that gives an address in eastern New Orleans, will be tried on the charge of second-degree murder. During the week of November 3rd, a Jefferson Parish grand jury handed up an indictment last week charging him in Anderson's death. The trial date was announced Friday during a status hearing. 24th Judicial District Judge Robert Petrus Court Bethune, one of numerous inmates who appeared in the court, said nothing during the briefing. He is due back in court next month. Is this the right article I wanted to read? Yes, I believe this is. Anderson, 31, an animal care specialist who served 2 tours in Iraq and one in Kuwait was dropping off his 3 children ages 7, 11, and 12. We're going to stop the show right there. We're going to stop this show right there because we just caught Warren in a lie. Now, when your boy Warren goes on these streams and to dodge being called a simp, he tells you that, and people make fun of Warren for raising another man's kids. Warren swears up and down that these kids are grown. These kids are grown. They're of adult age. But when we look at the math, Warren, and we do the math, Warren, the kids are 7, 11, and 12 at the time of the murder. The murder happened January 1st, 2014. So that's 7 years and 1 month and a couple of days to the date. So we add on 7 years to 7, 11, and 12. One of the kids is 14. The other kid is 18 and the other kid is 19. So Warren, when you say you're not raising another man's kids, well, Warren, one of the kids is 14 years old. So if you are in the Nini's household, as you said you were, it's hard for me to believe because I know you a good man. And I know you're going to take care of the Nini's daughter if she's your so-called wife. So you ain't got to come to YouTube and try and lie to the people, Warren. I mean, I know they're going to call you a simp for raising another man's kids, but it's okay, Warren. It's okay, Warren, because you had 500, you had 500,000 reasons why you should be raising another man's kids. Oh, but the story, it gets so much deeper than that because we catch these Negroes in lie after lie after lie. They just can't tell the truth. And then when we pull up, because you know I'm going to pull up the facts. See, these other Negroes, they will get on panels. They will make assumptions and proclamations without no receipts. But when I go live from my channel, I give y'all the facts. So let's keep reading some of these facts because Nini, you got some explaining to do, Nini. Yes, we gotta revisit these BWs. We gotta visit these BWs because when we break down the background of the killer in this situation, one Darwin Trent Bethune, we gotta ask ourselves, Denini, how is it that you ended up in a relationship, a sexual relationship with a man who is a stone cold killer and according to you, beats up and abuses women? You gotta explain to me, Nini, how you can't judge that man's character, but you could come on YouTube and give me a whole synopsis on all these Negroes in the black manosphere. You was able to spot the lie that you said Rollo was telling. All these Negroes who come on here fronting and perpetrating for YouTube, you could call them all out. But in your own personal life, you didn't know that the boyfriend you had was a stone cold killer. They couldn't. You gotta explain that to me. I got questions for you, Denini, because when I revisited the case, this is what I read when I revisited the case. Anderson, 31, an animal care specialist who had served 2 hours in Iraq and 1 in Kuwait, was dropping off his 3 children, ages 7, 11, and 12, at their grandparents' home in the 6100 block of Ray Street when he was shot in the face in the driveway. He died just hours before he was scheduled to return to his duty station at the Walter Reed Medical Center in Bethesda, some city in Maryland. So we gotta stop the show right there, cause your boy 40 Glock Darwin snuck up out of the bushes. Let me say it again. He hid in the bushes for hours. Oh, it's all in this report I'm about to read. He hid in the bushes for hours with one of these right here. He had one of these right here. Then he turned the TV off of Sergeant Joseph Anderson from the blind side. He put one in the face. We got Rollo says, GMT, here is something for your phone bill, cool. He had one of these and he attacked him from the blind side. He couldn't even give your boy a chance to fight the fair one. Just jumped out the bushes at night in the rain. We gotta ask ourselves, what causes a man to wait at somebody's house for 4 to 5 hours? Heavy rain, cold at night. Well, we know why. Because he believed he could get his hands on a $500,000 insurance policy. Let's get back to reading. His mother's vehicle, which he was driving, was stolen, leading authorities to initially suspect the soldier was killed during a carjacking. Deputies found it the following day about 2 miles away on Lewis Street. Felipe and Marrero. However, court records show a link between the suspect and the soldier. Bethune had been romantically involved with Anderson's former wife, according to a court stay-away order in which he is identified as her current or former dating partner. Authorities have not discussed publicly the link connection with the homicide. Bethune is charged with unauthorized entry of an inhabited dwelling, accused of going into Anderson's ex-wife's home in Harvey without permission on January 5th, days after Anderson was killed. Court records show in connection with his bond. In that criminal's case, he was barred from being within 300 feet of her. Anderson and his wife, who had accused him of abusing her and moved back to Jefferson Parish from Hawaii as a result in 2012, where divorced in September, court's records show. The former couple was granted joint custody of their children in November. The children lived with her, but Anderson was to get custody alternatively on major holidays, including New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, according to the custody agreement. About a month after Anderson was killed, Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office detectives announced Bethune as their suspect. Bethune turned himself days later. Bethune was faced mandatory life in prison and convicted of second-degree murder. He pleaded not guilty. He remains in jail on a $2 million bond. Prosecutors sought the unusual high bond because they say Bethune applied for a passport so he could leave country. His attorneys will seek a court in an attempt to bar prosecutors from presenting some evidence during trial, blah, 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 blah. That wasn't the article I wanted to read. Was this the article I wanted to read right here? Let me see. Was this the... Yeah, this is the article I want to read. So I'm going to see. I'm going to try and fast forward. I'm going to try and fast forward through the good parts. Okay, so this is the money article I wanted to read right here. So I'm gonna pick it up right here where it says Denise Morgan Anderson. That's right. That is your boy. That's your girl, the nini right there. Denise Morgan Anderson. Anderson's ex-wife was visiting a friend in Georgia at the time of the killing. Oh, it is so convenient. It is so convenient that your girl Denini was in another state visiting friends when her ex-husband was murdered. Isn't that convenient? The two had been divorced for about a year, and she had begun dating Bethune. Neighbors across the street said they had seen a man with a hooded sweatshirt pulled over his head pacing back and forth next door to Anderson's in-laws house until about 9:15 p.m. when they went inside. So you got neighbors, they seen Bethune outside the house walking back and forth. Bethune's behavior with investigators raised eyebrows early. He agreed to be interviewed at the sheriff's office only to decide he wanted an attorney present as an officer drove him back to Morgan Anderson's home. However, he asked if that made him look guilty. Once they arrived, Bethune wouldn't get out of the car for 45 minutes and continued to talk about the case, saying he wasn't a murderer and had no reason to kill Anderson. He agreed again to waive his right to remain silent, and they headed back to the station. Bethune said his relationship to Morgan Anderson, Denise Morgan Anderson, was not exclusive, and that he lived with his wife and children in New Orleans and had another girlfriend. Stop the show right there. The nini, you gotta explain how you left White Zaddy. You left White Zaddy, a dude who served his country in the military, family man. You left White Zaddy for a stone cold killer who already had and was living with wife and children and had another girlfriend on the side. Somebody, the nini, I need you to explain that to me, because when I first reviewed this case, I did not hear this part in which Darwin Bethune, your current boyfriend at the time, already had and was living with a wife and kids and had another girlfriend. We got Sway Celeste, and I can't wait till I drop the link. So Sway Celeste, who is the queen of divestment, maybe she could explain why the nini would divest from White Zaddy and then reinvest into a brother who's a stone cold killer who was living with wife and kids and had another girlfriend on the side. But then to make things worse, the nini will then come on YouTube and make all these assumptions and proclamations about Negro's character in this space. Let's get back to the article, because I'm just getting started, because this is the money article right here. So he had a wife, he was living with his wife and children in New Orleans, and had another girlfriend who he said he was with until 6 p.m. the day Anderson was killed. After 6, he said he drove around the West Bank with a friend, getting high and looking to buy marijuana, and couldn't exactly account for where he was. However, license plate recognition, camera photos, and cell phone records placed his car and phone close to Ray Street soon after 5 p.m. Stop the show right there again. Because when I told you he waited to rock his snot box back with a 40 Glock caliber pistol He was in the neighborhood at 5 p.m. after he drove around and scored some marijuana so he could get his mind right, so he could take another man's life. He rolled around in a car smoking weed, getting high on all kind of drugs. We know how these Negroes do in the community. It's the same story over and over and over again. They got a reason to take somebody else's life. They go get high, they go wait, and they stalk that person. They will wait 4-5 hours just to catch you slipping. I'm telling you, brothers out there, you better watch your back, because just by you walking outside unlocking your car, we even seen rappers leave stores as they're walking to their cars. Negroes is jumping out behind cars, jumping out of bushes, swinging down from 2-story buildings on the Spider-Man's web with a 40 Glock in their hand, and they are letting off bullets and taking people's lives. But we don't want to talk about here. We don't want to talk about black crime in the community. I can't call this black on black crime because unfortunately, White Zaddy lost his life. But since we don't want to talk about black on black crime in the community, guess what? Now other people of other communities are becoming victims of these crimes. But let's get back to the article. Bethune said that was impossible and got upset when deputies mentioned the insurance policy and the fact that Anderson's mother was the beneficiary. You see, when we have these crimes, one thing we need is a motive. And your boy, that's right, your boy right here, Joseph, he was doing the right thing. He took a $500,000 insurance policy on his wife on his life to insure his family in case he got in a car accident or something unforeseeable would happen to him. He wanted to make sure his kids and his family was well taken care of. But when he did that, unfortunately, he didn't realize he put a bounty on his head. And with that bounty, that $500,000 bounty on his head, your boy Darwin Bethune was ready to cash in. Bethune took a lie detector test. Yeah, he took it. I bet you anything he failed that lie detector test. Bethune took a lie detector test, and it showed deception in all questions related to the murder. Authorities said his wife had told deputies he had a Glock, but it was not found during a search of the house, though a box for the gun was Bethune's. Told police it had been stolen. See, this is what these Negroes do. When they take somebody's life with one of these guns, they take the murder weapon, they go throw it in the lake, they put it in a dumpster where you can't find it, and then when people ask what happened, where's the weapon that you have registered, where's that weapon, they say it's stolen. But when your weapons get stolen, you're supposed to, a responsible adult will report to the authorities that his weapon's been stolen. But for whatever reason, your boy Darwin Bethune, he didn't do that in this situation, and we already know why. We already know why he didn't report his weapon stolen, because it wasn't stolen. After he rocked his snot box back, split that man's wig, left him there on the night in the rain. Then he pushed the dead body up out of the car. Let me tell you how dirty your boy Darwin Bethune did White Zaddy. After he rocked his snot box back, he then pushed him out of his car. Didn't even take didn't even take the credit card, his wallet, just pushed him out of the car in the rain, left the man to die, and then took his car, drove his car a couple of miles, and abandoned the car. That's how dirty he did your boy. Did him dirty. Investigators also noticed the driver's side floor mat in Bethune's Infiniti was missing. There was a bottle of peroxide in the vehicle. Of course, he got to clean the blood out of the car. Meanwhile, investigators report on the case says officers interviewing Morgan Anderson. This is Denise Morgan Anderson, the nini, discovered she did not know Bethune was married and was living with his wife and children. How are you dating somebody and you don't know they're living with a wife and children? I mean, you don't go to these people's houses. You don't meet their families. I mean, the nini, what are you doing? What are you doing, Denny? How are you dating somebody in a romantic sexual relationship with somebody you ain't met their family, you ain't met their mama, their daddy, their cousins? I tell you why. Because these Negroes is, see, this is what you call a booty call relationship. When you need some of that good love at night, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you need some of that good love at night, when you need some of that good love at night, you make that phone call late at night. See, there's a reason why you didn't know that Bethune was living with his wife and kids, because he would call you late at night and he would come to your house and he would lay some of that pooky criminal pipe down on you. I know. But let's get back to the article, because my man Taz Exclusive said she's innocent though. Oh, hold that thought right there, Taz. Hold that thought right there. On January 10th, Jean-Luc Williams, the friend Bethune said he was driving around with, the one he was smoking weed and getting high with, said he was driving around with on the night of the murder, was arrested on a traffic warrant in Lousforge Parish. He told investigators he had been working in Gold Meadow on January 1st, an alibi that held up when detectives checked with his employer and his cell phone records. So we're going to stop the show right there before I drop the bombshell on you Negroes. You see, when people out here doing dirt, they don't realize that if you have your cell phone with you, or if you're driving your car, there's cameras on all these stoplights, so they can literally track you as you drive throughout the city, throughout the town. Your cell phone is pinning, so you just can't make up some raggedy lie. You gotta be able to account for your surroundings. That's why when the real criminals, the smart criminals, do their dirt, they leave their cell phones at home, or they leave their cell phone in a spot where somewhere could give them an alibi. Then they steal a car, leave their car, and they go out and steal another car and drive that car around and do their dirt. But your boy Darwin Bethune, he ain't that smart. But now, let me go ahead and drop the bombshell on you Negroes. 6 days later, investigators were notified that Bethune had applied for an expedited passport, saying he was going on a cruise. U.S. Marshals picked up Bethune's other girlfriend, Jasmine, at the passport office on Canal Street, and she had told them Bethune had told her that authorities were trying to frame him for a murder. She told them he had said that Morgan Anderson, so she told them Darwin Bethune said that Denise Morgan Anderson, who he identified as his cousin, had asked him to kill Anderson because she didn't want him around anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call murder for hire. It's right there. There's the receipt. I mean, we the dudes from the street, we already knew. Dudes who got street knowledge and knows how the community works, we already know what happened. We already know what happened. The nini put the bug in his ear to go off Mr. Anderson to collect on that $500,000 insurance policy. Now, the nini may not be in jail. No, she played the victim card. She played the battered woman card, and she got her freedom. So we're going to salute to Denise for beating the murder rap and getting your freedom. But we know, it's right here. Let me read it again for those in the back. She told them he had said that Denise, the nini Morgan Anderson, whom he identified as his cousin, of course, he can't tell his girlfriend that his side chick, so he made up the cousin lie, had asked him to kill Anderson because she didn't want him around anymore. She said he told her he had gathered all the necessary items to do it and chose January 1st because he wanted to start off the new year with the bang, but never did it. I see Warren in it. He says, I don't have one rap sheet. I don't have one rap sheet. You thinking about y'all ma. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to tie your boy Warren into all of this. Because what he did should put him in the Hall of Fame. She said he admitted to being in the area in the hours leading up to the murder and allowing his infinity to be used, even telling her he had clean blood from the car. She told the marshals he implied Williams may have done it. John the analyst comes in with a $2 super chat, says shout out to my troll daughter Sway Celeste. On February 6th, investigators were notified that New Orleans police were investigating Bethune and Denise Morgan Anderson about the theft of $70,000 from a school where Morgan Anderson was a payroll clerk. She said she had supplied Bethune with 2 checks and had been complicit in the fraud scheme, but would cooperate in the investigation. Bethune surrendered on February 7th and was booked on second-degree murder. He remains in Jefferson's Parish Correctional Center more than 4 years later. The file in the case indicates authorities don't think Morgan Anderson, Denise Morgan Anderson, knew anything about the killing of her ex-husband. Real Gamer comes in with a $9.99 super chat. But that's the story. That's the story of the murder. They're out here murdering. You guys heard what I read. It's all right there. It's all right there. You guys can read it yourself. It says it right there. We have one witness that says this man, Bethune, was told by the nini that she didn't want this man, Sergeant Joseph Anderson, to be around anymore, and he wanted to start the New Year's off with a bang. And on January 1st, that's what he did. He hid in the bushes. He waited for an opportunity. Joseph unsuspectingly didn't know. After he dropped off his kids and walked back to his car, some Negro jumped out of the bushes with a 40 Glock 40 caliber pistol and shot him in the face. But it gets a little bit worse than that, because I dug a little deeper. And when I dug a little deeper, I came across this right here. I came across the obituary for Joseph Emmanuel Anderson. There's a nice little tribute that if you click play, you get to see some pictures of Joseph Emmanuel Anderson with his family, with his kids. And then you had people actually write comments. They even wrote some comments, giving their condolences to the loss. And if you read some of these comments, if you read a lot of these comments of people living their sympathies, if you read some of these right here, you will see that the people who knew of the family, had relations with Joseph and the family, they gave their condolences to the family and the kids, but in all of these comments, they left out the wife. They left out the wife. They don't mention the wife. They talk about the 3 kids and Joseph's parents and his family, but they leave out the nini. Now, why would they leave out the nini? It's simple. We all know this was a murder for hire. We all know this was a murder for hire, so you can't show any love to a person like the nini. Now, the nini's gonna claim her innocence. She didn't know. She was an abused, battered woman. She's gonna pull that victim card out of her purse. She's gonna slap it on the table. But we have a witness who said that Darwin Bethune was instructed by the nini that she didn't want her husband around. Now, I don't know why. Let me go back to this article I was reading. Because there was another important quote. There was another important quote that says that the nini was planning to move back in with her husband. They're going to be a family again. We don't know. I would love to hear from the nini and give some more clarification on the relationships with these people and how she didn't know certain things. And people were saying this, people is saying that. It's being written in articles. It's in the police reports. But now we got to talk about your boy. We got to talk about your boy Warren and why we are enshrining him in the Simp Hall of Fame. Why are we enshrining him in the Simp Homosexual Hall of Fame? Tampa Supreme says Warren is broke. You think Warren is broke? Y'all think Warren is broke? Y'all think Warren is broke? Hold on. Let me see if I can paint y'all a picture. This dude right here takes out a $500,000 insurance policy on his life. This brother right here kills the dude who has a $500,000 insurance policy on his life, so his girlfriend could be the beneficiary, so he could get some of that money. You guys seeing how this work? You guys seeing how this work right here? Oh, it gets worse. And then after the court cases have happened, after the insurance policy that's happened, your boy Warren, that's right, your boy Warren, comes out from nowhere with a strong simp hand, says, we got the nini out here, beaten and battered woman, just lost her ex-husband. But she got that $500,000 insurance policy. You see that look in Warren's eye right there? We ain't gonna be broke no more. What I'm gonna simp my way in, whisper in the nini's ear, use my light skinnedness, because the nini got the bag. See, in this situation, the nini is the new Oprah Winfrey. And your boy Warren, he succeeded and he got some of that $500,000 insurance policy. Now he don't gotta work. He on YouTube arguing with Negroes. He with his wife on YouTube arguing with Negroes, sharing the computer with his wife. He got dudes on YouTube telling them they want to have sex with his wife, and he don't say nothing about it. You want to know why Warren is so quiet about it? You want to know why Warren is so quiet about it? Because he know if he play his simp cards right, he got that $500,000 insurance policy he could play with. No, he could actually take $100K and go invest it in the stock market and live a good, comfortable. He could actually live the top 1% lifestyle. See, your boy Warren, he a smart motherfucker right there. See, Sway Celeste, when we talk about leveling up, Sway Celeste, this is how you level up right here. You find one of these women who's out here dating one of these pookies. He found him a good sister who had divested from the community, was married to this man right here. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this picture real quick. Looks like I won't be able to find it. Hold on. See if I can find this picture real quick. Because I just had it up here earlier. I knew I should have saved it. Oh, that's why I can't find it. I done spelled that word wrong. Let's see if I can find it now. Where is it? Oh, they won't let me find it. But your boy right here. Sergeant Joseph Anderson, he was 3 tours. You can't just run up on him and try to shoot the family. He a trained stone cold killer himself. Trained by the greatest military in this world right here. But your boy Darwin hid in the bushes. He hid in the bushes with a 40 Glock. With a 40 Glock. Left him there to die in the streets. Took his car. Didn't take no money. Didn't take this credit card. Took his car somewhere, dropped it off in some abandoned parking lot, maybe a Walmart parking lot. And then tried to get a passport, an expedited passport. so he could flee the country. And then we got the nini claiming innocence. Claiming innocence. Oh my God. I mean, just claiming the being innocent, but we got the quote from Bethune's other girlfriend that says Bethune told her that you told him you wanted Joseph Emmanuel Anderson out of the picture. You wanted that man dead. For a $500,000 insurance policy. And we know you're looking for money because you just got caught up in that fraud case at that school for $70,000 when you gave Bethune 2 checks. So we know you was out here hurting for money. We know this. But you ain't gotta lie to us, Danini. You ain't gotta lie to us, Danini. We know how the game go. We know how the game go. But I just dropped the link in the chat room because your boy Warren, he done pulled off a grand hustle right there. All you brothers out there making fun of that man, that boy is in the Hall of Fame right now. He living the good life. He living the good life. He is living the good life. So we got 87 people watching me right now. I need y'all to hit the link in the description. Subscribe to my Grandmaster Troll racing channel. I'm going to be dropping some content. I want y'all to watch some of this content. If not, I'm going to put it on this channel. But I need y'all to subscribe to my Grandmaster Troll racing channel. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Super Chat. Show some love. Salute to Sway Celeste for supporting via Cash App. But we gotta talk about this because now the facts are out there. Now we got some clarification. Now we got some clarification as to what's happened, what went on. We got motive, your boy right here pleaded guilty, serving 41 years. I'll scratch that 36 years because it's concurrent sentence. So he's serving 36 years. They done let that man off with manslaughter. He should have gotten first-degree murder because he stayed at the house for 4 to 5 hours. And then when Joseph was defenseless, when he was unsuspected, your boy Darwin Bethune jumped out of the bushes and shot him in the face in cold blood and only got 30 years. He should be serving life right now. Rollo says, who paid me to do this live? Oh, no, nobody paid me to do this live. When I was in my car driving, I was listening to Rudemp's channel about the Nini and Aries 504, and people was questioning her about this case, and she said it's not true. Y'all gotta pull up the facts. Y'all gotta pull up the receipts. So I'm just pulling up the receipts so it could be exposed. That's all I'm doing. I'm just pulling up the facts so it can be exposed. So when people get to talking, People know exactly what they talking about. They know exactly where to go. They know exactly where to read the articles from. So when the nini says, I didn't tell Darvin Bethune to go take out her ex-husband, you be able to pull out the article that says, no, Bethune's other girlfriend said that he told her that you said. Now, why would they say that? They got nothing to lose. They got nothing to gain. But it's all there. It's there for the whole world to see in articles. It says you studied GMT, you caught red-handed. John Deanna says I saw a Negro blow through 1.2 million in 11 months. Sway Celeste says y'all break bread with GMT so Rollo can get mad and pocket watch some more. Any amount counts as a token of appreciation. They say I'm caught red-handed. I don't know how I'm caught red-handed. But I'm going to go ahead and drop the link and you could explain to me the facts of this case. Because there's criminal court, then there's the court of public opinion. And the court of public opinion says if the current boyfriend takes out the ex-husband because of a $500,000 insurance policy, you ought to believe that the current girlfriend and ex-wife had something to do with it. And then when you have a witness who says that the killer told her that the wife said that she wanted the husband out of the picture, to me, that sounds like murder for hire. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm gonna drop the link one more time. If not, I'm gonna move on to some more subjects we're gonna talk about because the title of this one is "And More," and we got way more to talk about. We got way more to talk about. So let me go ahead and set up my windows real quick because we got some things to talk about today. Oh, do we got things to talk about today? So we got Dwayne. He decided to join the show.
GMT, what's up?
What's up?
I'm good. I just here to drop my 2 cents here. No, I think we need to leave this for the state. And if the state didn't see that um that the route they're going is sufficient enough to put away somebody, I think that they should leave this alone.
Hold on, Dwayne. GMT.
Yes.
What's up, Rallo?
What's up?
Hey there.
Listen, who paid you, man?
Nobody paid me.
Why you stuttering, GMT?
I'm
Who
not
paid
stuttering. Nobody paid me.
You was grilling and smiling doing the episode of this. You did this before, so why you doing this repeat for?
Well, I just told you when Rudemp did his whole the Nini and Ari
Yeah, because
situation.
who done pay you, didn't he?
No, you didn't pay me.
So you doing this on your own free will.
My own free will, Rollo.
You was trying to think about it for a couple of seconds because your favorite girl from H-Town showing you some love, breaking bread, pulling all the puppet strings in the sector of the spear, GMT.
Oh, is that what you think it is? It's not just somebody who just supporting the channel, supporting the content.
I just find it ironic. Nothing against the young girl, but at the end of the day, I am the most observant of all observers in this space. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I am one of the best to get people to think. You had to think about what I told you in that chat. That's why I'm here now.
No, I didn't have to think about it.
Why would you follow somebody else to re up on something that was talked about and it's not true?
It's not true. What's not true?
That you putting somebody in the case of somebody did something to the person, and you saying that this person did it and the person didn't had nothing to do with it.
So Rollo, let me ask you this, Rollo.
Go ahead.
We all know how life works. If somebody's
Of
married,
course.
if somebody's married to a man, and then they
Hmm.
divorce, and then that woman gets another boyfriend, and that boyfriend kills the ex-husband, and there's people saying that the
What
current
did the
boyfriend.
article say? What did the article say?
What did the article say? Let me go ahead and read it to you.
Go ahead. Is this the same article you read the last time?
No, I believe it's a different article.
From what site?
This is from NOLA.com.
That's the same article
Well,
that everybody could go and check out. And what are you talking about?
it might be, but NOLA.com has a bunch of articles on this one, so I'll actually have to go back and watch my old videos to see if it's the same one.
You see, you assume things and you run into a muck,
I know,
GMT.
but that's why I'm
You
pulling
did
up.
this out of you
That
did
that's
this
that
out of the blue. GMT, you did this out of the blue
that
because somebody told you to do this out the blue.
no
I
no.
know how you do content. You are a troll. You one of the best to do it, but
Yeah,
at the end of the
yeah,
day,
yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta take an L today,
No, I don't think I
GMT.
don't
You
think
gotta take
of
an
I
L.
don't think of but let me go
You know, like
ahead.
you referee a game, when you referee a game, you don't get the right call, and you just smack your head and say, I got the call wrong. You tell the player, I got the call wrong. I got you the next time. Well,
Mhm.
you can't say that because you're going against jurisdiction. There's certain leagues that you can't do. But you'll tell the player, I got you for the next time behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Or you'll go to your supervisor and say, I got the call wrong. That's my bad.
yeah. That's if I got the call wrong, and I know I got the call wrong. But let me go. Let me read you this part of the article.
Go ahead.
She told them he had said that Denise Morgan Anderson, who he identified as his cousin, had asked him to kill Anderson because she didn't want him around anymore.
That's what whose cousin say.
This is Bethune's
You're
other
stuttering
girlfriend.
again. You're
No,
stuttering again.
no, I'm not. This is Bethune's other girlfriend who told the police that Bethune told her that Denise didn't want her ex-husband around anymore.
So he was dealing with the Nini and another woman at the same time, is what you're saying?
He was dealing with Danini, he had another girlfriend, and he was living with his wife and children. So he had three women he was dealing with.
And so he told not the wife he was staying with, he told the other girl, or
Mhm.
she told the other girl to tell him something in that category, right?
Mhm.
Supposedly.
Mhm.
So the authorities didn't arrest her, so she's innocent.
Yeah, I mean, if Bethune decides to take the fall on himself, but if we're being smart, Rollo, how did Bethune, the current boyfriend, know that Joseph Anderson was going to be dropping off the kids at her in-laws' house?
I have no reason whatsoever to know this, but I do know if you want to look up for somebody, it's not hard to find somebody on the internet. I don't even think Danini for a fact wanted her ex-husband to be killed. But it could have been possible that this guy did research on her ex-husband. Who knows?
It's possible.
Exactly.
Okay then.
It's
And, that,
possible. I,
and
If
I,
I
that's
I
want
why
to
will.
find, if I want to find somebody, if I'm dealing with somebody, right,
Mm-hmm.
and that person tells me about another person, and I want to look into the other person, all I got to do is do my own research. The guy could have done his own research
guys,
and wanted
guys.
to get him himself
But watch
because
this.
he probably wanted the Nini to himself, and he had two other women. So what does that say? He want everything to himself.
Even the authorities they didn't establish motive properly. They didn't they had to go through his whole mind state. He didn't have to be going off on anybody else's words. He could have done this on his own
And and,
accord.
and, and you got to also think, GMT. She probably was removing herself from the guy that killed her husband, and he probably took it out on him thinking that she was getting back with him. You got to understand something. When you're dealing with a triangle, Mr. GMT,
Mm-hmm.
and you have not, you've been in one of those situations with cyber, you should know how this goes, GMT. When
No.
somebody can't have you, they're going to do something that you cherish the most, Mr. GMT.
Mm-hmm.
So if you tell a woman you're done, if she can't get to the closest person that you love to get your emotions erratic, she'll get to something that you love to do, a hobby. That's just what it is, vice versa with the man.
Mm-hmm.
If the woman doesn't want him no more, he's going to do some harm to somebody that's the closest to her or get some way, somehow revenge another way if they don't have a clear mind. So she is innocent. You could think she's guilty, but she's not.
But
That's
not.
why Law International has to give you the game, the true over-servant of the game. Get you out of the 3D mindset and come up to the higher element of the elite, Mr. GMT.
Now, I will say this, Rollo. When I first did this story, I would have believed you, but when I went back and read the article that says another witness said that Danini wanted her ex husband not around anymore, you gotta fall back now.
That's like me saying to you, GMT, when we did the one-on-one interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said that was you dealing with somebody on YouTube? You said no. I took you for your word.
Mm-hmm.
But I could go back on a live stream and say GMT is lying. He's full of shit. And some people will believe it and some people may not believe it. That's he say shit.
And what the court say about the statement about the wanton the murder? What the court say? The court use it in his favor, in Batum's favor.
But anyway, I'm gonna get going, GMT. I'll talk to y'all soon. Dwayne, good talking
Yo,
to you, man.
Rallo.
Are
Yeah,
we doing
man. Bless
Rollo?
up.
And GMT, I did a response. I said you got paid. So I'm gonna let you know you could do a response to it. You say you didn't get paid. I'm still sticking to it. Somebody paid you behind the scenes. I'm still sticking to it. You could say no. We're gonna leave it at that. You still my dude. But I'm just saying, man, don't get caught up into the narrative. You got too much stuff good going for you. Don't let these Negroes cycle out your ways of being successful, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm out.
Take care, Rollo.
Peace.
Yeah, man. You ever said GMT? So another statement about when you say that how could somebody be ignorant about relationships, secret relationships? Remember, there are times that people find out about siblings that they didn't know about for their whole life and those kind of stuff. So it's very possible that you could be dealing with somebody and you don't know that they have somebody else. What do you think about that? GMT?
What do I think about what?
The fact that remember you brought up that how could somebody not know that somebody is involved with two other people or one or more other people or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that sometimes there are, people have siblings that they don't know about and stuff like that, and other families that they don't know
Mm-hmm.
about. So what do you
But
think about that?
this is different because if you're in a so-called relationship with somebody, you actually go meet their family, their friends, you meet their parents. So if the nini who was involved with this Bethune guy went to Bethune's parents, Bethune would have to explain to everybody why you dealing this with this new woman, Denini, but you got a whole wife and kids that you live with at your house. See, all of that gets stopped real quick once you start meeting people's families and friends because they're not going to let people move around that dirty if they got any sense. This tells me that Danini didn't meet Bethune's close friends, didn't meet his parents, his aunties and uncles, didn't do none of that because they would have told her that Bethune is he's living with a whole family. He got a whole wife and kids at his house.
Right, right.
So now when I'm starting to look at these women, because one of the talking points in the manosphere is that these women don't know how to pick men out. And if the Nini had picked the dude who had a wife and then another girlfriend, well then that just fuels that talking point.
No, but wouldn't it beg the question of the proximity of all of this because like um where they say that where his family was and stuff like that he did all this in like in the state he grew up or was it or did he move or something like that.
So the most of this, I guess, was in a city called Marrero. It may be a suburb of New Orleans, but it all happened within the same area.
And let's go back to this so-called motive and stuff like that. This guy, this Batoon guy or whatever, are we even leading up to the dates and stuff like that? Are we even sure that he really was involved with with the like this?
Well, he did plead guilty.
Well, no, well, all right. So, all right, good thing you say that. Right? He pled guilty. Um, if he pled guilty, why the so-called statement about what he said concerning um why he really did what he did? Why didn't that why wasn't that such an important factor to his innocence?
Who him pleading guilty?
Yeah, if a statement came up that yeah we heard that he did this because he was told to do this. Why that didn't play off in his favor?
I mean, if you ask me the reason why he pled guilty, I mean, he tried to use plausible deniability. But if they got your car on street light cameras in the neighborhood, and you saying you're somewhere else at that time, if they got your cell phone location pinning off towers, placing you at the house and you trying to say you in this part of town, well, you're lying and your story is not adding up. So what are you trying to cover?
Uh, and then so I so in a conspiracy now, you mean to tell me that one of the conspirators was so they didn't make no mistakes at all, like nothing that the state or as you all in the United States call it, the federal government could use to follow up on, and something just open and shut. I mean, because if the state we see the state deal with tougher cases than this. So you mean to tell me that in a conspiracy that you propose that two people, right, not a whole ring,
Hmm.
but just two purported simple people, the feds wouldn't be able to get the other one by now?
I mean, to get a conspiracy, you would need, especially for murder for hires, what they usually do is have the person who's hiring the hitman, they have them on tape saying, I know I want you to kill this person for this amount of money. Can you do it on this date? And then they arrest them for conspiracy. Or you need the person like Bethune to actually flip on the person who paid him. It sounds like to me he took the fall, either the cover for Danini, or since he was looking at life in prison and he knew if he went to trial, the chances are he was going to lose because he didn't have an alibi, and there was footage of him via camera and phones placing him at the location of the crime. Maybe he thought, do I want to serve 36 years and get out? Because he was, what, 28 at the time? So he could get out in his 50s. If he gets out on good behavior, maybe get parole, get out early 50s, or he could spend the rest of his life in prison. Maybe he chose, I'll just take the plea and serve my time as a stand up man, or maybe the needy didn't have nothing to do with it and he acted alone. But only thing I know is there's a witness saying that Bethune told his girlfriend that the Nini wanted her husband out of the way.
Yeah. And this person, but alright. So why that person who holding such vital information at this point? Why did that have an outrage about this? Why they leaving it? We hear many stories about people like Central Park Five, and so the internet from the internet from then till now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could pick up and make a statement now for now. I mean, that's why they call it social media, because you don't need to go to a press junket. You don't need to go to a radio station. You could just pick up and say something. So why they didn't say anything from then till now? They leave it for the life of the Grandmaster Troll to pick it up. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I, I, I was going to leave the story alone once I did it. But during this past week, there was a lot of beef, and then people brought up this story. The Nini told those people to go pull up the receipts. So I went back and I pulled up some of the receipts, and I saw stuff that I didn't see first. So when I was talking about Warren going into the Simp Hall of Fame, he swears up and down that the kids are grown. He don't take care of the kids because they're 25. They got their own house. But when I reread the article, it tells me that the kids are 7, 11, 12 years old. And since this happened in 2014, if I add 7 years, one of the kids is still 14 and the other two kids just turned 18 and 19. So they're not, so he's painting a different picture on these streams that's really not in line with the truth. That's the only reason I'm calling out, because what they're saying about what's going on is not 100% truthful.
But the thing about it is, I'm not speaking I'm not speaking on this relationship and things like that. Um, it's very possible for step parents to not really be so involved in you know to the point of like how like we say our mother, like we say our mother and our mother with somebody else. You there, right? You hear me? GMT.
Yeah.
All right, good. Now it's just become my own my thing. It freezes now. Anyway, so not really. There are times that step parents might be so involved, so hands on with um with children. So some parents don't really even. Some parents might be prideful and say, "Yo, I could do this on my
You're
own" or
starting to
stuff
Borg a
like
little
that.
bit. You're
So
starting to Borg a little bit.
you don't think that? What do you think about that? Think it could be possible that still working?
Yeah, you Borging a little
Yo,
bit.
GMT.
Yeah, you Borg. Hold on.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna drop you off real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
So my man Dwayne, man, he got that accent. He was Borging a little bit, so he may want to come back up. But I'm gonna move on into some different topics right here because I want to try something a little bit different. There was a lot that went on in the manosphere. There was a lot that went on the manosphere. But we gotta talk about your boy. We gotta talk about your boy, Mr. Lucario. We gotta talk about your boy, Mr. Lucario, because your boy, he got on Bernard Riley's panel as a dating coach that preaches manhood and masculinity. And he figured, and he figured, and he figured he could tell the brothers it's okay to let another man screw your wife. See, this is another loss for the manosphere to have somebody with the following of a Mr. Lucario to say it's okay for another man to screw your wife. I mean, when we talk about this, the level of sympathy that goes here on in the manosphere, it's unmatched. It's unmatched. There's no way you could call yourself a man and say it is okay for another man to do the nasty with your wife. This is why. Not only does it goes against your manhood that lets your wife go out here, be on camera, doing all these acts, doing all of these acts. But hold on, my man Dwayne came back up. Hold on, Dwayne. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna talk about this Mr. Lucario situation. Then I'm gonna go ahead and let you back up. But he said it was okay for your man to do all these acts, and at the same time, he wants to give advice on how to attract women and what to do in relationships. But he's in a relationship in which men don't find to be fitting. We don't find that to be fitting at all. But then it got worse. Then he tried to explain why it is okay for another man to bang your wife when you're in an open marriage. He said it was okay. Kevin Kelly says Mr. Lucario, the same dude who got booted off Love New York on VH1. Oh, he was on Love in New York. Oh, you can't tell. Mr. Lucario was on Love in New York. Oh, I can't wait to do a video on that. I can't wait to do. I'm gonna go on YouTube and see if I can find that footage. That'll be great footage to break down, to see the dating coach get dropped off early on Love in New York. Wasn't good enough for the Daggle. That would be hilarious to do, but he tried to come into a red pill space and explain why it's okay to be in an open marriage, and then try to shame other brothers for not doing that. So that whole Mr. Lucario thing was funny. And then we were coming off the back. We were coming off the back of this video right here. So we had the O'Shea. Is that the one I wanted?
Thinking about doing a Saturday show on.
That's not the one I wanted. Hold on. And then we had the O'Shea and the Saint the Center beef. And then I did my little follow up. And then I guess somebody got mad because people started to jump in the beef. They tried to attach themselves in the beef. And you know, if I see anybody on that fuckboy shit, I gotta call him out. And a prominent YouTuber said he wanted to sue me. That's right. He wanted to sue the Grandmaster Troll. Now, he's been talking about suing me for the last 3 years. I want this man to sue me so bad. I want him to take me to court. I want to go to court with this Negro. But this is what this Negro said, if I could play it. This is what this Negro said.
And as far as that troll, yo, pay him no mind, y'all. Pay him no mind. He's so irrelevant till it ain't funny. He's an irrelevant. Turner. He is an irrelevant dude.
He said I was so irrelevant that somehow during his stream, he just had to talk about your boy, the Grandmaster Troll, the most dangerous troll on YouTube. He said I was irrelevant, but he's talking about me on his live stream.
And he wants to be relevant so bad. And he don't realize he about to be relevant, but not the way he want to be.
Oh, please tell me more, Angry Man, because you say I want to be relevant so bad. Please tell me more.
Not the way he want to be. It's actually, he's a California resident, and I just found out recently that what he's doing is against the law. I just found out recently that what he's doing over there, which is well documented. I've got all of the paperwork. I've got all of the videos, all of it. It is well documented.
He says, hold on. So right now, according to him, because I'm critiquing him in these videos, I'm somehow breaking the law. So somebody out there, please call 911. Please call 911. The GMT. He's dangerous. I mean, I'm more dangerous than Darwin Bethune, and he killed a man cold blood. I'm more dangerous than him right now. They gotta throw me in jail. They gotta take me to court. Go ahead and continue.
He's actually breaking the law right now. He don't even know it. I've got documented proof that he's been stalking me for a couple of years now.
Stalking? Oh. He said I've been stalking him for a couple of years. So me doing YouTube videos about the Angry Man is stalking him. Stalking him. Really, Angry Man. Oh, this is gonna be good right here.
And he don't even realize that that's illegal. Oh yeah, bro, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Your life about to be ruined. So you have fun. You have fun. I hope whatever Cobra paid you was worth it. You gonna need it.
What is all this? Why do people continue to insist that people is paying me to make these videos? They say Sway Celeste is paying me. They saying O'Shea is paying me. Why do all these people come on YouTube? They swear up and down somebody's paying me to do these videos. Now they talking about suing me.
You gonna need it for a lawyer. All I've been doing is sitting back documenting everything you do. Every little thing you do. And if you think I'm lying and you think I'm bluffing, go look up the law in California when it comes to stalking. Hold on, let me pull up that law.
I can't wait for him to pull up that law and try to break down that me doing these videos using free speech is stalking.
Penal Code 646.9 PC. Under Penal Code 646.9 PC, California law defines criminal stalking as following, harassing, and threatening another person to the point that the person fears for his or her safety. And oh yes, it does apply to cyber stalking too. It does apply to cyber stalking too.
Hold on, so me making troll videos about other people and then occasionally sprinkling the angry man in there the last two videos, because I really ain't talked about the angry man the whole year, is somehow stalking. I'm somehow harassing. Is this what we're trying to do? Why are we doing this, angry man? Now all of a sudden you try to claim he feel threatened, the big and bad angry man who gets on YouTube with shotguns and handguns, daring people to catch a flight so he could fight them. Now all of a sudden he's feeling threatened.
Cyber stalking, doxing. See, all I have to do is go to court and show that you putting my information out there with the hopes that somebody will get my home address and try to cause harm to me.
Is that what he trying to do? Is that what he trying to do? He tried to use that whole doxing. He didn't like how I told everybody his name was Manwan Leonard Dudley and this is his criminal history. And I hoped that somebody would go to his house, even though I didn't show his address, and even said I'm not about putting out people's personal information. Now he wants to use this to sue me.
We're gonna see how cute it is then. We're gonna see how cute it is then. But anyway.
I see you, Dwayne. I'm going to let you up there. But let me finish this whole stock because I would love to go to court. I'm going to bring my laptop and I'm going to turn that courtroom into a black Manosphere mania. And I could go to different YouTube channels where Angry Man himself has threatened people, even threatened to kill people, wanted the people to catch a flight, cussing people out, laughing when BGS said he wanted to rape anally another man and how he was on the panel. There's nothing more I would love to go to the court. Look the judge in the eye, open up my computer, click play and tell him about the things that go on in the black manosphere and explain the whole black manosphere to the core. I would love nothing more to do that, Angry Man. So please, I'm begging you. I would love to go to court because I'm gonna file a countersuit because you did threaten me. You did threaten to kill me and a bunch of other people on YouTube. I have that well documented as well. But most importantly, other people have it well documented. Other people have it well documented. And I would love for the Angry Man to take me to court. But it appears as though my man Dwayne wants to come back on and say one more thing. So I'm going to let my man Dwayne come back on. Go ahead, Dwayne. Tell us what's on your mind.
Yeah. GMT, just one thing. Just one thing. I just want to say when Lucario, when he was on, you hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when he was on I Love New York, he made it past the you know how it is set up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be eliminated. So when you there's the first episode where that is a default episode. If there's cuts that are made. He made it to the second episode, and what he got sent home for was that he was a rapper. His name on I Love New York was Trends. He was a rapper and he just got sent home for passing around his demos. So New York thought that he wasn't there for her, but to further his career because he was in front of VH1 cameras, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I had to say. So I'm going right.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Peace out.
Peace.
Yeah.
Okay, so your boy Lucario, he made the dating coach. Hold on, the dating coach. Your boy Mr. Lucario, the dating coach, made it to the second episode. Man, I'm telling you, if you gotta be a dating coach, you got to at least make it to the final four. I mean, to go home on the second episode and try to rebrand yourself as a dating coach, that's a little hilarious to me. That's a little bit hilarious to me. But there's a reason why your boy, the Angry Man, wants to sue. He wants to sue the Grandmaster Troll. I mean, he's been saying he wanted to sue me for the past 4 years. The last 4 years, he been wanting to sue the Grandmaster Troll. Last 2 to 4 years.
Doing a Saturday show on.
But there's a reason why your boy wants to sue the Grandmaster Troll. It's because your boy Angry Man, he got demonetized from D Live. Now he went over to D Live. He was doing pretty good. He got 1,000 people to watch him over on D Live. He get more people to watch him on D Live than he get on YouTube. But we know what happens wherever the Angry Man go. He can't follow the rules, so they demonetize him. So Angry Man, explain why you got demonetized from D Live.
On D Live, so that might end up happening. I'm not sure. I'm mad because they took my lemons.
Oh man, Angry Man, D Live took your lemons. D Live took your lemons, Angry Man. Is that why you upset? They took your lemons.
That's the whole reason why I haven't been over there, because they took away anybody that has the X tag, which is for any content that has cursing and controversial subject matter and stuff like that. If you got that X tag, you can't monetize the channel as far as subscriptions, as far as lemons and stuff like that.
Angry Man. So you thought you could go to D Live, talk cash shit about dudes in the manosphere. You know, threaten dudes in the manosphere, dare them to catch and flight, how you was so big and bad, and D Live didn't allow you to do it. And you're the same guy. You're the same guy who reads this book called The Long Game. Come on, Angry Man. You gotta be smarter than that, Angry Man. I know you didn't go out like that, Angry Man.
They pull that crap with Salty Cracker, but you know, he has a larger following. So when he started complaining about it, you know, they buckled and gave him back his monetization, but it doesn't really matter because he basically said that he's not going to continue to use D-Live. He's actually going to transition off of D-Live and take all of his followers with him. So I don't know, maybe that might make D-Live tighten up after they start losing people, because the whole reason why I haven't been doing shows over there is because, like I said, when somebody does something jacked up, there has to be some sort of punishment for it. And
Hold on, Angry Man. Now, D-Live, I'm sure they got a terms and conditions, terms of service, and if you break their terms of service, they spell out what they're going to do to your channel. One of the things they do when you get out of line, Angry Man, D-Live is going to take away them limits. They're going to take away the subscription option if you can't follow the rules. Why can't you follow the rules, Angry Man? But you know what, Angry Man? You want to sue me, take me to court. I can't wait to tell the judge how you got demonetized from D-Live, how you got demonetized from Twitch, how you even got demonetized from YouTube and lost your channel at one point. I can't wait to tell the judge that.
And when I was going over there, I was bringing a significant audience over there. So until they want to give me my monetization back, until they want to act like they got some sense, I'm going to limit how much I go over there. So I haven't been over there like that lately.
So that's why your boy hasn't been on D-Live, and that's why he wants to sue the Grandmaster Troll, because that money is getting a little tight. And what better way than to get a little bit more money in your pocket than try to win a frivolous, a BS lawsuit? What better way to get paid? But yo, I'm gonna drop the link one more time. See if anybody wants to come up to talk about different topics. Oh, there's another topic I want to talk about. There's another topic I want to talk about. Let's see if I can find the video. I gotta find the channel. I gotta find this channel because I found this to be very, very interesting. But I gotta see if I can find the channel, because it's happening right now in the chat room as we speak, and I don't understand why it keeps happening.
Because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe.
I already have.
There we go. There's the video. Let me go ahead and stop the video right here. Let me bring up the stream, because it happens every time. Every time these so-called masculine manhood Negroes, they talk about women, stay away from women. All women want is attention, and time again, Negroes in the Manosphere keep giving these women attention. So this is your boy Platinum Elite's platform right here. Platinum Elite platform. They had a Bernard Riley after show. This is the after show in which Mr. Lucario said it was okay to let another man and 2-man, 3-mans all at the same time to bang out your wife. That's what he said. So this stream, Steve the Dean is on there, Angry Man is on there, but there was another particular female over there, and her name is Sway Celeste. Now, I don't understand why the brothers in this space haven't figured out Sway Celeste. She's here to argue and argue and argue, and what she's going to do if you have a good arguing talking point, she's gonna move the goalposts and create another subject to argue about. And Negroes all the time, they keep falling for the trick, but they keep arguing with Sway Celeste when all they gotta do is walk away. Why can't Negroes in this space just walk away from Sway Celeste? She argued with AJC and Red. She in the chat room right now arguing with Rollo. She was on this panel arguing. She be on Reg the Bad Guys panel arguing. The Nini's channel arguing. Jessica X's channel, DJ. She in all these channels arguing. No, she part of the divestment community, but she's married to a black man, allegedly. She got 4 kids, allegedly. Her invisible husband has her in the house paying all the bills, allegedly. But she on YouTube just arguing. Let's listen to some of this arguing real quick. Let me turn down my volume because Steve the Dean, he almost blew out my ear. He a little bit loud over there.
Legs and stuff like that. Like,
You met that
You
guy,
already got him.
right? And she used the same shit to hook him. Celeste, y'all gotta stop. Listen to this. I usually get my little Pinocchio nose out when the guys are lying. Girl, stop lying. Y'all women, y'all are the masters of manipulation. Y'all are very emotional. You can pinch a little bit of fat off your stomach and you be like, oh my God, I'm 300 pounds. I need to lose weight. No, you women are the most emotional, insecure things. And that's why you buy the dresses. That's why you buy the shoes and you buy the fucking purses, because it's that moment in time that dress takes away your insecurities. You are a walking insecurity and you're trying to look for validation in a sucker versus a man, baby.
okay, Mr. Dean. So if you equate my beauty rituals with insecurity, that means I can equate the fact that you groom yourself, the fact that you shave your head instead of letting your locks grow free form and wild like they're supposed to do.
With a wig
I
on?
can equate that with insecurity.
Okay, no, wait, Celeste, I'm not wearing a wig. I can grow my hair out if I choose to. It's natural. It's
Yeah, but I'm saying that's a part of your grooming to shave your head, right? Because you think that's what looks best on
The
you.
wig that you get from fucking Larry's Waffle and Chicken House, is that natural? Is that you?
That's not grooming. That's
Is that you, Celeste?
That's an expression of my artistic ability, okay? And you cannot shame me out of a
Waffle and
wig.
Chicken House.
I'm just saying, is that you? That's not you.
It's a part of me, yes.
check this out.
So your girl Sway Celeste will go from panel to panel arguing with Negroes. Just love to argue. It's become their favorite pastime. So hold on, I'm gonna switch over to the StreamYard because somebody came up to the show. We got my man C over in the house. Tell us what's on your mind.
Yo, GMT, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What's going on, man? I thought I show pull up again, when the topics got a little safer for me. You know how it is.
No, I know, Silva. I know you got a $750 million life insurance policy out. You got you a nice stock portfolio. You got you a house, and you don't want to be coming home from work and some dude just jump out of the bushes with an AK-47 from the blind side and take you out. I know.
We gotta pick our shots, man. But I wanted to say something real quick about that angry man thing you were talking about, right? Real quick, and I'll hop down and let you get back to the Shui thing. The thing I noticed with what happened with Angry Man, it happened to a lot of people on these different platforms, is that like these different platforms they got different standards for that mature content filter.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of surprised that he got knocked, and I'm trying to check my levels. I'm mad fucking loud. I'm pull it away from me, but I'm surprised he got knocked on D Live because a lot of the edgy conservative dudes, they go to D Live. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So especially Salty Cracker. Salty Cracker is like a real edgy dude that's on YouTube. So the thing is that like these different sites, they got different measurements for the adult mature content rating. Like YouTube has its own own like ratings of BitChute, DLive. All these different websites got their own ratings when it comes to mature content. So when people go to these different platforms, they can't think because they're leaving YouTube, the platform they're going to, is going to be a free for all, because there's people that get knocked off of Rumble and BitChute too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So every platform you go to, you got to understand the level of like mature content that they're going to tolerate on the platform. You're gonna have to eventually dial it back, unless you have your own website.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, if you don't have your own website, you got to dial the shit back a little bit with the content. Well, no matter what platform you go to, same thing with UGMT. If you kept getting hit and you kept getting knocked off of YouTube or whatever the case may be, you could dial it back on YouTube, or you could put it onto another platform and dial it back over there. But each different platform, they just have different mature ratings. So on YouTube, their mature rating will just drop the hammer on mad people. And D Live is different, but I'm kind of surprised you get knocked on D Live, because they got a lot of edgy people over there, man.
Yeah.
That's like getting knocked off a BitChute and Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Well, what they usually do is they're lax. Then once they start picking up some steam, they try to put in some more rules.
Yeah, I mean, because D Live is still, kind of still like edgy. So a lot of people that have, problems, a lot of people that have problems, they just go to D Live, and they're usually good. They're usually good at D Live. That's the thing. They're usually good on D Live, but big tech coming for D Live, but they're usually good over there. So if you're getting knocked over there, then that's the situation.
Yeah.
But I'll let you get back to the shoey, to the shoey fan. I just want to put a little bit in there on that topic.
Okay, but before you go, I gotta ask you one question.
Yo,
Is there any new technology or software out there that the people should be looking at?
oh man, I mean, same shit I talk about on my same shit on my channel. You know what I'm saying? Like voice meter, OBS. Nothing new right now, man. With the software, it's the same stuff I talk about on my channel. Voice meter and OBS. Hardware is always going to change, so it's up to you. But my thing is the software. So I'm still sticking with the voice meter and the OBS right now. But anytime anytime something change, I'm gonna switch it up. I let people know on my channel. That's it.
Okay.
Hit me up. You want to know something? Email me, shoot me email, whatever.
Okay. Well, that's your boy C Over coming through, dropping some tech knowledge. Subscribe to his channel. But we got to get back to your girl. We got to get back to your girl, Sway Celeste, arguing with these Negroes.
You're and I'm gonna say women like, I'm not gonna say you this last, I'm gonna say women like you walking lies. Y'all are walking motherfucking lies. That hair ain't you. It's like, grab that shit. If I'm hitting it from the back, and that motherfucker started attacking me and biting me in my fucking neck. What am I do? That shit ain't you. If you hit me from the
Oh my God.
And you try to I'm serious. Your nails break. That shit ain't you. And then you get these fake push-up bras because some infomercial told you. You take that shit off your ball, your bra, your titties, smack your fucking knees. That shit ain't you. Then on top of that, if you turn, guys, you turn on your TV right now, you will see nothing but augmented shit.
Okay, and all the things that you're naming, Miss Thing, these are things that men invented for women, okay? These are things that men wanted to see on
You see how Sway Celeste just moves the argument point. First, the argument point is, hey, you guys wear all that fake stuff. And now it's, no, you men invented all this fake stuff that we wore because y'all like. See how she just keeps moving the goalpost. I don't know why Negroes argue, because when you counter this point, she gonna come with another point.
women, so don't get mad that women fall in line with it.
Pillow in your ass in the air. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see all that shit. See, you're using that shit to get a sucker, and you don't want to admit that. You know what? You are very insecure about your looks because you got to augment it with lies. But you want a real man. You can't.
I'm not insecure about my looks whatsoever.
I'm not saying.
We all know Sway Celeste is insecure about her looks. When she did the cam up challenge with Jessica X, it took her almost 2.5 minutes to turn on the cam up button because she had to go run and get the wig and put it on her head and make sure it looked right. No, she didn't have her makeup on. She didn't have her nails done. But then when she goes on other people's platform, hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let's see if I could pull it up real quick. That's not what I wanted. Bam. See if I could pull it up because she says she's not insecure about her looks. She says she's not insecure about her looks, but whenever she's on other people's platform, you know, she got the wig on, she got the makeup on, she got the pearl necklace on, and she will never cam up regular. They gotta run to the bathroom, they gotta put the lipstick on, they gotta do all of this wild and crazy stuff. Hold on, let me back it up real quick. And then you click on her profile picture right here. Hold on, you guys see that profile picture right there? We got Sway Celeste with the wig on, the hat on, the red lipstick. Whenever she takes a picture, she gotta put the fake hair on, she gotta put on the red lipstick, she gotta lay the foundation on her face, and we swear up and down that they're not insecure about their looks.
Listen.
And I don't think a lot of women are. Like, I feel like women who are in shape, women who take care of themselves, who eat right, who exercise, they're not insecure about their looks.
Look. First of all, okay, look. Let's get serious. Let's get serious for a second. Let's get serious for a second.
You seal out. Shit.
First of all, here's the thing. Let me add to what Steve is saying. Okay. There is no creature walking this globe more insecure than woman.
Thank you.
Okay? Woman. There's no creature more insecure. Look, if you read Paradise Lost, Adam had a problem with Eve because instead of doing the work and chores that he laid out for her, she spent most of her time laying at the edge of a freaking pond, staring at herself in the water. That's the downside to being that vain. The downside to being that vain causes you to be insecure because you're constantly worrying about your beauty. Okay. If you look at every woman's magazine, who's on the magazine? Another woman. In fact, if you were to look at all of the magazines that women have, it's half naked women on women's magazines. If dudes had as many half naked dudes on male magazines, you would think we were all undercover. Why are women that focused on their beauty?
You know why?
You have an entire industry that is built, a multi-billion, if not trillion-dollar
Yes.
that is built around women doing things to try to fight off aging.
Yes. Father time.
To enhance their beauty. In addition to that, why is it when a guy comes out with a movie that has a hero in it, all of a sudden the women have to make their own version of it with the woman as the lead? So we got to replace Luke Skywalker. We got to replace all these. It's insecurity.
Yep.
It's insecurity. And look, this problem is especially rampant amongst Black women. And the reason why is because, and black women have willingly admitted this, they're upset because in the world they are not perceived as the standard of beauty. I disagree with that, but in the mind of most black women, they're not the standard of beauty. And this is the main reason why the weave industry is so successful. This is the main reason why these makeup lines that make your skin look a little lighter is successful. Yep. Women are insecure. Okay, you're always trying to do something. Everything that Steve said is 100% correct. Everything you do is basically to thing though. Here's the thing though. A man's value is based on how much money he has. But guess what? There's a ton of men.
So you got Sway Celeste up here with the makeup and filter on. This is what Sway Celeste loves. This is what she lives for right here. Going on panels and arguing with Negroes. Let me see if she's arguing. I'm gonna go further back.
That's making you comfortable in your position, like you deserve it.
Let me say this, because that right there is a tricky subject.
Let me back it up.
Why would you divorce him to get half of his stuff when you can stay with him and he's gonna continue to get an even better lifestyle?
But here's the difference. Here's the difference, Anger Man.
What's up?
Beyonce never had to hold Jay down while he was going through any type of struggle. And see, that's the only thing that I really take issue with, because I feel like men, you feel like a woman owes you the loyalty to stay down with you when you're not up. Like,
let me say this. Let me say this.
That's making you comfortable in your position, like you deserve it.
Let me say this, because that right there is a tricky subject. Because here's the thing. A woman could be loyal to a dude, and yeah, that dude could be complacent. And yeah, that dude could be a homosexual. Yeah, that dude could not be about his business, right? That happens. I'm not going to sit here and say that don't happen. But a woman has to be the same way a guy has to vet a woman to know what she's about. A woman has to vet a man to know what he's about. You have to vet a man to understand whether or not he's a bum or whether or not he's a winner who just ain't won yet. You feel what I'm saying? You got to understand that. And here's the thing. Don't get it twisted. And I tell dudes this all day. A woman don't owe you nothing. Right. Just like you don't owe her nothing. Right. Both of you.
So at this point, you got Angry Man saying some facts. I'm up there. Look at this. Now, people going to say I'm stalking the Angry Man. No, that's not what I'm saying. Look at this. I'm saying look at this, because we got Sway Celeste up here ready to argue. Angry Man just broke it down from A to Z. And we're going to watch how Sway Celeste moves the goalpost and finds another point to argue.
When you decide to get together, you're both taking a risk. You're both taking a chance on whether or not got a feedback. Who's that? Yo, you're both taking a risk. The same way you take a risk when you invest money, same way you take a risk when you invest in a business. But see, it's up to you to do your due diligence. You're supposed to do your research before you invest. You're supposed to do your research before you try to open a business. And if you just do it all willy-nilly without doing any research, and then that business goes under or you lose your investments, that's on you. If a chick gets with a dude and he's low level, let's say he only make $30,000 a year, but she wants a dude that makes six figures, right? She needs to understand whether or not that dude is capable of that. If he's not capable of that and that's what you want, then you're not supposed to be with that dude. I don't care how big his dick is.
But see, with that logic, Anger Man, you're telling women to measure a man's success off of his potential. And that's how a lot of women end up in these long-term relationships that go nowhere.
No, that's not how they end up in those relationships. They end up in those relationships because
So Sway Celeste tried to make a new argument point, and Angry Man is gonna immediately debunk that argument point.
Don't measure the dude. They don't vet him. It's no different than a guy that goes out here and he gets with a chick. Look, guy goes out here, he gets with a chick that got a fat booty, big breasts, small waist, and he think that's all he gotta figure out about her. and then he get mad when it don't go the way he wanted to go. That's because he did not do his due diligence. Now look, whatever you want to do is your business as a woman. If you say, okay, I'm not going to get with a dude unless he's already making X amount of money, okay, that's your business and that's your right to do. But here's where the
I
problem.
think that's how all women should do, though. That only makes sense. That's the only logical way to go about
I'm gonna
it.
tell you why. Because you're only looking at it from your position.
Yep.
You're only looking at it from your position. If you only look at it from your position, then you only got half the story. Okay. Because here's the thing you got to realize about men. When we are already successful and we get with a woman, so let's say I'm already a millionaire and I get with a woman, in the back of my mind, I'm always going to be wondering, did she get with me because I'm a fly dude? Did she get with me because I'm a go-getter? Did she get with me because of this? Or is she just looking for a payout? You see what I'm saying? There has to be something more than just that. I understand that women want dudes with resources. I understand women want dudes that are successful, but not every dude you get, especially if you're a black woman. If you're a black woman, you are not always going to come across dudes that are successful. In fact, the average black man don't even make $50,000. Okay.
Yeah, but you're talking only about black men, though.
Well, I mean, if you want to date other men too, I mean, the only 10% of the population is above the poverty line. So, I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day, regardless of who you get with. At some point as a woman, you going to have to put some faith in the dude you with. Because you could get with a dude that's a millionaire. Millionaires lose their money all the time. Millionaires take losses all the time. So if you get with a guy that made, $10 million or whatever, and he does some business deal, he takes his company public, and then his company goes under, you gonna leave him now?
Yeah, but
Well,
so
but see, go ahead.
So, quick question: what would you bring to the table?
Oh, so we gotta stop the show right there because we gotta talk about the trick bag. The trick bag. Hold on. Webcam is in the trick bag. Sway Celeste put these dudes in. So you can see, you Negroes, you gotta learn because you used to these BWs being disrespectful, calling you dominate. Sway Celeste takes a whole different approach. She will actually sit there, listen to what you guys are saying, let you get your whole point, and then move that goalpost and start an argument point. But she does it in a respectful manner. So these Negroes put their guards down. They don't realize the trick bag is you're going to be constantly arguing with somebody about something. You could break down that point just the way Angry Man did, and then Steve the Dean gonna come in, he gonna ask a question, it's gonna lead to another argument. All Sway Celeste wants to do is argue.
You and I going. Tell me, what do you bring to the table? What separates you from all the other women out there?
Well, see, that's the thing about me. Like, I feel like I don't really have to explain to a man what I bring to the table.
Because she ain't gonna do it.
What?
She's a fool. She's okay.
Oh, let me go back that up again.
Quick question: what would you bring? What do you bring to the table? You and I going. Tell me, what do you bring to the table? What separates you from all the other women out there?
Well, see, that's the thing about me. Like, I feel like I don't really have to explain to a man what I bring to the table.
Stop the show right there. Stop the show. Hold on. So they asked Sway Celeste what she brings to the table, and Sway Celeste doesn't have to explain what she brings to the table. Now, I'm interested to hear her reason why.
Because she ain't gonna do it.
What?
She's a fool. She's okay.
Wow.
Okay. Hold on. I might have to mute her up because he might
Conversation ended.
No. Okay, Steve, you ready? Angry Man, you ready for this?
Good.
Okay. She's okay. We're gonna pretend she's not in a relationship now, but she was in a relationship. It was highly, highly sexual relationship. She had 4 kids in the span of 3 years. Right.
I gotta know this stuff.
Okay, so she's got some high miles. It's like a Mercedes. You gas that thing up every hill. You throttle it out, bro.
Check this
So
out, Platt. See, women do this shit all the time. Women will size a guy up and he'll be like, he gonna be my chauffeur, my bank, my dinner, my bitch, or pay my bills, right? So why can't I do that with her? So if she's telling me that she's got 4 kids, then all I can be is the dick in the motherfucking closet.
But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that a hypothetical, or does she really have 4 kids?
4, 3 in a span of 3 years, though. It's the quick.
Wait a minute. Celeste, you got 4 kids.
Yes.
Well, guess what, sweetheart? You can't make no demands.
But that's some work there, bro. That's some right there. You put
Now your girl Sway Celeste thinking that she has 4 kids, assuming that she's not married, because she claims that she's married. We ain't seen a husband yet to this day. We haven't seen no wedding pictures, no wedding cake. She thinks that she can actually make some demands. Now she can make demands. Doesn't mean her demands will be met. But when they ask Sway Celeste what does she brings to the table, and what a lot of these women don't realize is that a relationship is an equal exchange, 50-50. And there's a lot of women in here. Uppity unicorn, I see her in here. I am verbal, I see her in here. We got Bomb, Cherry, Sway, Celeste, Sequoia. They're all in here. They want you to believe that these relationships shouldn't be 50-50, that you should accept these women the way that they are and don't demand anything. See, they want you to believe that a 50-50 relationship is being 50-50 on the bills. No, a 50-50 relationship is the man giving and receiving, and the woman giving and receiving as well. That's the whole point of a relationship. And it's a lot of things that a lot of BWs in this space, let me say it again, because I'm not calling out all BWs, I'm saying BWs in this space get wrong.
Again, that's like 100,000 miles in 2 years.
But see, here's the thing. I get your logic, because you have the logic, like a lot of black men do, that having children lowers a woman's worth in your eyes. But the type of woman that I am.
No. See, stop. Don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, well, explain to me, because I may have missed
words in my mouth. Okay, don't put words in my mouth. I never said that because you have 4 children that lowered your value as a human being. Okay? But it does lower your value in the dating world. Oh, if you have 4 children, you're supposed to already be married. You're supposed to already have your winner. And
I do.
Winner, listen what I'm saying. And that winner is supposed to be the father of those 4 children. That's the only way you're going to guarantee that somebody is going to take care of all of that. Now, with that being said, you have to understand that when you're a young woman, when you're 21 or something like that, right? And you don't have no children and that body's tight, firm, all of that. See, you're Kobe Bryant getting ready to get drafted.
Yes.
Okay. Which means you could be like, nah, I ain't gonna take that contract. I want a bigger contract. But when you got 4 kids and you done got a little on up in the age,
knee damage.
You a ball player that you a ball player. We gotta look at your record. We gotta see if you got any injuries. We gotta see if we gotta see what your performance is. See, now you can't demand contracts. You gotta really hope that you can get the best contract.
But I can, though. That's the thing. I still can be demanding. And that's the difference. And I feel like that's the difference between.
Look, there's only one reason why you can be demanding. This is what's so funny about it. The reason why you can be demanding is the same reason that you can't avoid what we're talking about. The only reason you can be demanding, because see, you just said that a woman shouldn't want half a man, but the only man you can make a demand to is a man that's half a man.
No, not necessarily.
The only man that you can make a demand to in your current situation is a dude that probably ain't hitting on shit no way.
Sucker.
But see, that wouldn't be logical on my part. For me, like, say, if I weren't in the relationship that I'm currently in, if I were to get another man, it wouldn't be logical for me to get with half of a man. In fact, I feel like women who already have children, their standards should be even higher because the risk is higher.
You're not listening though. You're not listening. See, this is what you got to realize.
So you got your girl Sway Celeste. She done made a whole argument point. We got I Am Verbal. I Am Verbal says a 50-50 relationship is the man giving and me taking. You see, I Am Verbal. This is why at the current moment you are single, because you don't want to give to the man. You rather take and not give. And the moment you figure out that I have to give to a man and receive from a man and not take from a man, that'll be the day you won't be single. I Am Verbal, and I just told you the most important thing in your life in regards to relationships. So be sure you guys support the channel. Hit the Cash App $ the Grandmaster Troll. Put something in the super chat for that dime I just gave. I Am Verbal, because she says single equals peace. That's what she just said. Single equals peace. But she's on YouTube constantly talking bad about men and how men ain't shit. But she says single equals peace. But she longs and wants a man, but is having a hard time finding a man. You gotta watch out for sisters like I Am Verbal, because they believe me, they are on the hunt. They are looking for a man. They are desperate to be with the man of their dreams. We all know, we hear them on panels about how they can't find a man to take them out on these expensive dates, buy them expensive cars, pay all their bills. They want a man to do all of that. But in order to get a man to give them that so they can receive that, they have to give something for the man to receive, and for whatever reason they refuse to do it. But let's get back to Sway Celeste. We got Uppity. She says did she say her husband or her man? Because I'm not sure if Uppity Unicorn is married. There was all this talk about a promise ring. There was all this talk about D Darrell. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Maybe somebody could hit the link and fill me in. I heard a lot of things on these streams about Uppity Unicorn. Then I saw Uppity Unicorn go live, and she was talking about something, and some dude named Mr. Uppity Unicorn, I'm not sure if that was a troll account or whatever, but he was in the chat. I just don't know what's going on in these YouTube streets. I need somebody to explain to me what's going on. They say Kenny, you always lying on me. You know I'm not married. Okay, you're not married, but you say you got this promise ring and you got a man, this, that, and the third, and fiance, and we ain't seen it. We just want to know what's going on. We ain't heard from him. We don't know what to believe. All we could go by is the receipts. All we could go by is the receipts, and we haven't seen any receipts. Yeah, that's what I go by. I go by receipts. I go by what's being shown. The only person that showed me something was Mahogany. Everybody else is questionable because when we start talking about people in this space, they swear up and down they married, and the next thing you know, they in back checks and people is getting flown out and people is driving 8 hours, and you could have swore just a day ago they was in a happily marriage. Next thing you know, they find out they single and doing all this stuff behind the scenes. People just want to know what the hell's going on. People just don't want to be lied to.
A man who, one, is about his business, two, has standards and boundaries, three, has success, meaning he has something to lose. He has money. He has assets. He is well-rounded. A woman with 4 children cannot not only can she not make demands on a guy like that, a guy like that is not going to give her the time of day.
Yeah.
Now, are you talking about a black guy or just an American guy in general?
Talking about any man that is successful and got some damn sense.
But see, that's the thing. You can't really speak on other men and other men's aspirations for relationships. Because what if he's impotent, he can't have children, and he wants a younger woman who already comes with a family?
See, hold on. See. Now here's the problem. You trying to move the goalposts now. Here's the thing. If somebody tells me, hey, don't invest in that stock because that company, their market cap is not that high. Their market cap is XYZ. Their freaking their financials don't look right. I can't turn around and say, well, that ain't the case. It could be that they're just going, this is just happening and that's just happening. Because you're already giving the person the warning that that's not what it is. So you're trying to do what women always do, which is you're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. And it don't work that way. If you get with a guy, I don't care. Look, I don't care if you go out here and you find a guy that is a 6-figure earner or a millionaire. If you get a guy that's a millionaire, that's supposed to have assets, nice house and all of that, and he's like ecstatic about getting with you and 4 kids, something's going on with that brother. Something going on with that brother.
You're projecting your own beliefs onto other men, and you can't do that.
I'm telling you what it is.
So now they want you to believe from the Sway Celeste. They want you to believe that a woman could have 3, 4 kids and they have no problem finding a man because there's actually high value men who are looking for women who have 4, 5, 8 kids. I remember watching Uppity Unicorns podcast, and they brought up White Zaddy Mr. West. That's right, White Zaddy Mr. West came through. He was on the Obsidian's platform, and they claim that White Zaddy Mr. West is a millionaire. He's making all this money, and he actually married a single mother named Casey West. And they want to use that example to show the angry mans of the world that there are high value rich men who will accept a single mother. But what they won't tell you is that Casey West is giving something to David West that's making the relationship worthwhile for the both of them. We got women in the chat. We got I Am Verbal said I was begging her to make her a sandwich. They in there talking about D. Darrell. They say every man from 007 franchise married a single mother that was older than them. So that's what they want to do. But I'm going to go ahead and drop the link and to see if anybody wants to join the Grandmaster Troll show from the last time. If not, I just may end the stream because it's getting a little bit late. And I want to check in to see what other people got going on YouTube. OMP says LMAO BWs are the biggest colorists. They think every white man has money. D West himself said he's a working class guy. He said he has a regular working class white guy and working class organ, but to black women, he Jeff Bezos. John DeAnna says, F love, I need that insurance money payout. Hey, we know that Warren Nini got that insurance money paid out. And they did it the hard way, too. They had to take a life to get that insurance money paid out. See if anybody wanted to come up. Oh, but dealing with y'all in these relationships, it's something else. Something else y'all be doing with this relationships. Somebody said they just want their reparations. We got Voodoo God. He's in the house.
Let me ask you a question. You say you got 4 kids from this guy, right? You've been with him how long?
We've been together since like my early 20s.
Wait. Say now. You just say the key word again. You've been together. You should have said I'm married, and that's the problem.
You didn't ask me if I was married.
You see how the goalposts, but see, this is why we need receipts when we talk about marriage. Your girl, Sway Celeste, got on a platform and couldn't even say she was married until she got called out for. Let's back it up again. Let's back it up.
You just say the key word again. You've been to get kids from this guy, right? You've been with him how long?
We've been together since like my early 20s.
Wait. Say now. You just say the key word again. You've been together. You should have said I'm married, and that's the problem.
You didn't ask me if I was married.
Are you married? Yes or no?
Yes.
How long you been married for?
See, you not even look. See, this is the goofiness right here. See, you speculating. Cause you not in it. Look, you're with a dude that you've been with since your 20s. Let me ask you this: when you got with him, did you have kids?
No.
Okay, then. So you're not even.
But we're speaking hypothetically. Like when he posed the question, he posed a hypothetical. Like if I wasn't with my current husband.
Listen, if look, first of all, you got a husband. You've been with him since before you had children. If you and him were to get divorced today, and you were to go out here and try to get a high quality dude, you're going to find out you're going to be in for a rude awakening.
I highly doubt that. But here's the thing. Like I'm saying, different folks, different strokes, right? Like everybody, they have their standards. And, some guys are like.
Now, you see how Sway Celeste, how she could pick from different argument points because they asked her about her man. She said she's been with and not married. So now she can argue, well, I've been with him for this amount of time and we've been married for this amount of time, but you didn't ask me if he was married or not. or she can argue, well, if I did divorce him, this is why it would be easy for me to find him. And so they just opened up a new spider web of arguments that Sway Celeste can argue, and she's there to argue. Now she's got the pick of the litter. This is why the uppity unicorns of the world can say that she's undefeated, because she could argue these different talking points.
Like, you know, women with children, they have to do more, but that's not me. I just feel like I'm not about to jump
but it
through
ain't about-
hoops
She
just
doesn't,
because I have
have a real high
It's not
opinion.
about you. It's not about you and your personality. It's about, look, first of all, you're living in a post-Black Manosphere world. So you're living in a post-Black Manosphere world. You're living in a post-MGTOW world. You're living in a post all of that. So there's a whole cohort of men out here in the world right now that are high-earning men who congregate in these spaces, and they're constantly advised not to get with certain types of women. Okay, now this ain't the 80s. This ain't even the 90s. So it's really not about what you think. And you don't have to believe me, because we're talking about a hypothetical. But at the end of the day, if I were to bet money on it, I would be pretty comfortable betting some racks that if you ended up getting divorced, God forbid, and then you had to jump back out here in the dating world, like I'm pretty sure you're much older than 21 now. If you had to jump out here in the dating world in a higher age bracket with 4 children, divorced, you think you're gonna be able to upgrade from the last dude you was with? No, it's downhill after
But
that.
see, that's not true. And I feel like that's what y'all want women to believe, because then it makes it easier for you.
Okay.
You feel like it breaks a woman down where her standards aren't as high.
Look, check this out.
You see, these women believe they could level up. Sway Celeste believe if she divorced her husband, that she could level up and hit the dating scene and find another man who's making more money, who's more accomplished than her current husband. That's what they believe. Now, on the rare occasion, sure, they actually might get lucky and level up. But the probability says otherwise. The probability says otherwise. Let's see, Larry H says she a baby mama looking for DNA, but Steve the Queen and Angry be the wrong people to question. They all dusty. Why then Mama Rain says, why are other men holding other men's deeds to control who they be with? See, they're not controlling. All they're doing is trying to give women the best advice to level up. Let me say it again for those in the back, because they seem not to understand. Dudes like Kevin Samuels, dudes like Angry Man, dudes like Steve the Dean Williams, they're just giving women the best advice so that they can find the most suitable mate. And having 4 kids and being out of your prime, probability, the chances say it's going to be hard for you to level up, especially if you don't bring nothing to the table in a relationship. That's all they're doing. Now, Sequoia L says, who are these Negroes to give anyone advice? Hey, only thing they're telling you is advice that you could use to better your relationship life. So you could take it and get chances to find some better success, or you could ignore it. And when you 40 years old, wondering why you can't find a man to pay your bills, and you gotta pay that $1,000 mortgage every month, and that pandemic hit and you done lost your job. Now things are getting a little bit harder and you wish you had that high value man to fall back on. Angry Man and Steve the Den, they tried to tell you Sequoia L. They tried to run you some game, but for whatever reason, you thought they weren't worth listening to, and now you find yourself in this predicament during this pandemic. This is why we got all these women calling the Kevin Samuel show, trying to find a high value man, because the pandemic hit, it affected their money. It's a little bit harder to pay bills. Now they can't go to the Gucci store. They can't go to Louis Vuitton and get them red bottom shoes, get that designer. It's a little bit harder paying that car note. That rent and mortgage is a little bit more harder to pay now. Oh, we have heard the stories. We've heard the stories. They didn't want to believe me. They don't want to hit the link and come talk about it. Y'all see how they don't want to hit the link and come talk about it. Hold on. You see how they don't want to hit the link and come talk about how these BWs who call in the Kevin Samuel show. You even got some of these women, they will say, Kevin Samuels, you right, man. I thought I was somebody because of my PhD and I was paying all the bills, and then the pandemic hit and I lost my job and I realized the value of having a good man, and I spent most of my life, not offering men nothing, not bringing nothing to the table, just using and abusing men, and now I'm out here looking stupid. You hear him calling in the Kevin Samuel show saying it. This is from BW saying it. We listen to him every night. We got somebody who decided to come up. We got I Am Verbal in the house. Tell us what's on your mind.
You talk a lot of shit. You know that?
I'm not.
You just bump your gums and bump your gums and just talk a bunch of crap.
Are you sure about that?
I'm absolutely sure. That's all you just get up here and run your mouth.
I'm
And I
just
want
trying to
to know
help y'all
why
out.
is that? You can't help any of us, sir. Not any of us.
You're right. I sure can.
You sure can, but you're going to keep on trying, huh? You're going to keep on trying?
It's up to y'all to help yourselves out.
And we're doing exactly that, and we don't need any of y'all's dusty help. Okay? We're good. So what you all need to do is just kind of get out the way, step to the side, and we got this, like we always have. We got it. We don't need your struggle advice. Okay? Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure you understood that, because you just bumping and bumping and bumping them gums like, sheesh, are they bleeding? Are they tired? You working them out tonight, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am. I'm working them out tonight. But I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you. Who took you? Where was your man to take you out to the Super Bowl party this weekend?
I was waiting for you, and I don't know why you stood me up. Maybe you had a date with Kevin Samuels or Angry Man. I don't know.
Oh no!
I was waiting for you. Remember, you begged me to make you a sandwich.
I begged you to make a sandwich. No, you was making a grilled cheese sandwich, and I was asking where mine was at.
Oh, you exactly. You remember?
Is that begging? Is that begging all of a sudden?
It sounded like it.
Oh,
it did.
I was on my hands and knees.
It did.
I was on my hands.
It sounded like it.
I was on my hand and knees begging for a grilled cheese sandwich. That's funny. I like that.
Yes.
I like that. I like that.
What kind of bread was it? What kind of bread was it? You remember that too?
Do I remember the bread? Was it French bread? I'm not sure.
No. Sourdough.
Sourdough.
Yeah. And you know how you make it? Let me tell you a secret. Don't use butter. Use mayonnaise.
You use
Did you know
mayonnaise
that?
on a grilled cheese sandwich?
Abso-freaking-lutely. That's what you do. You spread the bread with mayonnaise, and you put that down in the pan, and that's how you make the best, the crispiest, the most golden brown, delicious, melty grilled cheese sandwich of your whole entire life. You'll never go back to anything else. I promise you.
Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
interesting, huh? You finally got you to stop talking. It's amazing.
So does the grilled cheese sandwich come with something else, like or is that just the main dish?
You only get a grilled cheese sandwich, if that.
If that,
I'll probably use olive oil for yours. You're going to get a greasy one.
so
So
whatever.
who's up next? Who's up next?
What do you mean?
When are you
Who's
going to troll me? When are you going to troll me?
When am I gonna troll you? I don't know. You want me to troll you?
No, actually, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just wondering. Yeah, I was just wondering. So what do you think about about our girl Celeste?
What do I think about Celeste? She loves arguing
Uh-huh.
with folks. She loves to argue.
Do you find her entertaining?
Yeah, she's very entertaining. And
Yes,
somehow,
she is, isn't she?
yeah, somehow she gets under guys' skin. She got under got under AJ singing Red's skin. She got under Rollo's skin. She gets under a lot of people's skins.
She does. She's amazing. I love it. Yeah, I love the petty. I love the petty. So, yeah, anyway, did you have another question? Because other than that, I'm about to roll out. I just wanted to figure out why you're talking so much. So, yeah, you had another question?
Nope, no more questions
This
at
is
the
your
moment.
chance. This is your chance.
No, I don't have any questions. So what I do got a question. So what advice?
Okay.
What should be the advice to give the women to help better their chances in the dating world? Can you tell them some good advice? Cause you seem
I'm
to
gonna tell
not
them not to give a damn.
don't give a damn.
Yes. Exactly. Don't care too much. It's the best thing I can tell you. Just don't give a damn. Learn the art of not giving a fuck. It's extremely freeing. And that's the best. That's the best advice I can give you. Okay? What do you think about that?
And
You can't even understand it, huh?
and what outcomes will they get by not giving a damn?
Peace,
And peace.
freedom,
Peace and freedom. Okay.
peace, freedom, self-acceptance, self-love, and that's where it's at.
Okay.
Once you have that, you have everything. So just don't give a damn. It'll make your life a lot easier. That's my advice.
Okay. So that's the advice, ladies.
Yes. Any other question?
No other questions at the moment. No.
Oh, okay then. Absolutely. This was awesome. Thank you, and thank you for being such a gracious host. All right, and try that mayonnaise slathered grilled cheese and get your whole entire life.
Okay.
Adios.
Peace. Grilled cheese sandwich with mayonnaise. I don't know. I mean, like mayonnaise on my traditional salami sandwiches and hamburgers. Whenever I start putting mayonnaise onto other stuff, it don't taste quite the same. But they want to talk about mayonnaise. So the advice given to women by her was not to give a damn. Don't give a damn. And you will get peace and you will get happiness. What else is there to say? I guess I'll play a couple more minutes of this before I call it a night.
The whole channel on YouTube full of women in a higher age bracket trying to get advice from Kevin Samuels on how they can get a man of high value.
You see what we were just talking about a whole slew of women calling in Kevin. They're not calling in I Am Verbal. They calling in Kevin Samuels.
Okay, but I'm not one of those women. I know my value.
Yeah, and look, apparently there must be a demand for that particular subject matter because as far as I know, he be doing numbers.
Look, here's my thing. A lot of women do not understand the value that they have, right? And what they do is they think that just because their relationship didn't work out or just because they have children, that they still can't be just as demanding as the, 21, 22-year-old fresh out of college. That's just not what I believe.
You as the woman, do not determine your value when it comes to relationships.
You don't, Celeste. You don't, Celeste. I'll give you.
When it comes to dating, you hold a little bit more power. Okay, women hold the key. Women hold the keys to dating in a certain sense because you got a bunch of dudes running around here wanting some coochie. But when it comes to relationships, men hold the keys to the relationship. We hold the gateway to the relationship. So because we hold the keys to the relationship, we get to basically lay out the rules on the playing field.
Yeah, Celeste, I'll show you explain it, Celeste. If you had Burger King on one side and you had McDonald's on the other side and you were in the middle, right, Celeste? McDonald's thinks that their Big Mac has value. Burger King thinks their Whopper has value. The customer puts the value into the burger, what the angry man's telling you. You can think that you have value, but you have no value until I place value on you. And that's where a lot of you women get wrong. Y'all women don't have value. Yeah, I'm not saying not value yourselves, but I'm saying when you get around a man, he is not going to just give you value because you got ass and titties. If you're not bringing anything to my life, and you couldn't remember, Celeste, when I asked you what separates you from all the other women, you couldn't answer that question. You have no value to me because you can't even stand up for yourself and show me why I should be giving you my time.
But see, that's okay if I don't have any value to you because you wouldn't be my target anyway.
Well, no, and it's cool. No, vice versa. No, I'm not. No, it's all good. But no, what I'm saying is if I'm sitting in front of you or any guy sitting in front of you and ask you that question, you're going to have to answer that question.
But no man that I would, that's the thing. Like, if a guy were to ask me that question, he would be eliminated off the roster.
No.
Oh, what? Now, Miss Leveled Up and Divested, you can't tell Sway Celeste her value because she's got her own value in her head and she has a roster. She says she has a roster full of Negroes that she could pick from and she don't have to explain to them what she brings to the table, not because it's obvious what she brings to the table, but she doesn't feel the need to tell what she brings to the table. Y'all see how this goes, that you see how this goes down? We got Mama Rain. She says, what value do black men have? Oh, well, I would answer that question, but you see what value black men have. That's why you want a black man. See how that worked? Mama Rain, you see how that worked?
You know what you want? You want the guy ask you what you do for a living? Where's your last boyfriend? Where'd you go to college from? You just want a chump. You don't want a man because a man's going to challenge you to be better than what the fuck you are. And if you ain't good enough, he's going to throw you in the water, man.
But see, I don't think men should be challenging women.
She said something that was key, though, Steve.
What's up, brother?
And the thing that she said, and I'm not going to sit here and say that's not the sentiment of most women, especially black women. Black women have determined what their own value is, regardless of what their circumstance is. This is the reason why you have black women that have a bunch of kids and have a bunch of debt and a whole lot of goofiness going on, but they still think they supposed to get the top-notch dude. And that's the main reason why there is a high percentage of Black women with children who don't have a husband and they're never going to get one. And that's not me speculating. That's the numbers.
Okay, but
we talking about numbers. Somebody said my man D Darrell. Hold on, let me my man D Darrell up. My man D Darrell says women determine their value and showcase it to the marketplace. That's 100% correct. And when they showcase it to the marketplace, it's up men to decide if they want them or not. And just like what the angry man says, the number shows the men don't find what these women who's got these kids in college debt, they're not finding them valuable enough to make them their wives. So yes, Sway Celeste, you can make up your own value, but if your value is above what the market or the man you're dealing with wants, he's gonna walk you by. And according to some, women are putting a premium on their value, and they're wondering why there's no buyers or no takers or no men willing to step up and put a ring on it. It's because you guys have valued yourself above the market. Let's see what we got here. We got my man. We got D Darrell in the building. Tell us what's on your mind.
What's going on, GMT? How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Man, it's a bit frustrating when you hear rhetoric like this from two 40-plus-year-old men that, it's appalling that these men get on here. Just the amount of bad relationship advice for a person like myself who has made a living in keeping Black families together, who has basically saved over 200 to 300 families and marriages and so forth. The amount of bad advice that people are giving in regards to a space that is supposed to be about Black men, and we're constantly infatuated with the psyche, the mindset, the behavior, and the choices of women. And the space used to be a place where Black men were supposed to be independent thinkers, regardless of what other people are doing. If you're working on yourself and doing things appropriate for yourself, the choices in the marketplace are going to come just on the fact of you improving yourself. And this whole thing about, I mean, I've been in situations in marriage. I have seen women with two or three kids marry and have successful marriages. This whole thing about thinking that men in itself are just going to totally ignore women with children is ludicrous, unplaced, and unsubstantiated. No statistics can show that. I mean, we have to look at it from this standpoint. And this is what when you look at the law of probability, you're one woman. You're not looking for a group of men. You're looking for one other man to find value in you that you find in yourself, to basically be compatible, develop a relationship, and hopefully in the end of the day get married. That's the way you have to look at it. You're not looking to date the community. You're not looking to date and be a serial dater. You're looking for one person. And in many situations, if you show patience, if you show yourself and you present yourself, there are men that will overlook the fact that you have two kids or three kids, and they will marry you. Will I say that that there are a bunch of men who there are probably more men who would not want to engage in a long-term relationship than those who do? Yes, I would probably say most probably yes. But however, there's still a healthy percentage of men, if you present yourself in the right manner, If you show value to him, that cancels out the fact that you have kids, they are going to be willing to take. They're going to be willing to take you in a relationship. They're going to be willing to invest their time and their resources with you, and that's what they're not understand. They're presenting it in a way in which it's almost nearly impossible. And I deal with blended families all the time. I'm talking about this is white, black, Hispanic, where both sides have kids. So if we're going to talk about the dating um, value of women with two or three or four kids, then we also have to assess the dating value in reciprocal to men who have two or three kids. Because so are we assuming that in the dating market there are only men with you can have 7 8 kids and that doesn't mean anything, but you're going to be highly skeptical and so that high level of skepticism for women who have just as many kids as you or less, or even if they have one kid, that it brings your chances. Let's say you have a 75% chance, and because you have two or three kids, it goes down to like 5% or nearly 0%. That whole mindset is illogical and it makes no sense. And again, like I stated, you're only looking for one man. They're not looking for multiple men. They're looking for one guy. And as I stated earlier, it's not impossible. It may be a little bit more difficult, but it's not impossible. But they're presenting this thing, and the thing about it is, these guys. It's funny how most of these guys who talk about the mindset of what a high value man is, and they're not even high value. This is what I'm not getting. I want to hear men who actually life reflect being a high value man and operating under that guise to say what high value men do and say, you know. And for myself, as a person who I do consider myself as a high value guy, I'm around high value men all the time, and they don't say none of this shit that these guys are saying. And that's the frustrating thing. I'm talking men that are millionaires, multi-million dollar guys of all races. I'm talking Arabic, Asian, white, the
So
medical field, all field in Houston. They say none of this stuff.
so what are these high value men that you come in contact with? What do they want in a wife?
What they want, and that's it's different. It values for to me, it values in age and it values in the culture that they come from. A lot of them, as far as, but I'm going to use Americans, just American born guys. I'm going to say white, Hispanic, or whatever that are born here. They want a woman, to me, who's cultured. They want a woman who has to be attractive, and it doesn't attractive does not mean eight, nines, and tens. You can be a 6 or 7 if you cute and you carry yourself in the proper manner. You know they want someone who can interact in certain circles as far as the way they speak. They can condone themselves. Can they host a party? Can they operate in certain areas where they blend in and make him look good and so forth? I mean, there's guys that want that, and then you have guys that even though they may not want their wife to work, they still may want them to be college educated. Just for the mere fact that they're looking at the fact that they want someone that is going to be an appropriate teacher for their children and so on. So everybody's different. But this whole thing is that these men are dismissing women just because they have one or two children, three children. I mean, when you look at it individually, as I have seen in my place of work, you have women, and I'm sorry, you have men who may have a limit. There are some guys, at that level who, for the most part, they can deal with maybe one or two children. Okay. Some maybe three, okay, or whatever. But they're not gonna merely just negate the fact if the woman has all of the check marks just because she has one or two children, that they are going to just automatically assume they're not something that I want. And you also got to consider this: men of this level, see, that's what lower level guys that don't have the means to take care of those children, that is more of an importance, as opposed to a guy who has unlimited income and resources. They're not looking at how many. I mean, even though they are going to look at it from a fact of, as far as a family structure of, okay, I'm taking care of kids that are not mine, but the whole monetary effect on their income and how they manage their finances, that has little to no significance for a man that makes over $1 million or so. That they're not worrying about, oh damn, I got to spend X amount of money to do this and do that. I mean, does it have an effect in their decision making? Yes, but overall, it's not something that they're going to look at is going to be a deal breaker. You know, every person is different, and as I was stating, these guys, a lot of these guys in this sector are not living that lifestyle. It's basically, we have basically less than 1% of the guys in this sect that live at that lifestyle, that are, and you have the other 99% trying to tell us what the 1% does, and they've never been in those shoes. And so that's what I'm looking at. You have 99% that are talking about what the 1% is actually doing, and none of them have not even reached that point. So I listen to this stuff like every day. The content has not changed. It's pretty much very, diluted and inflexible. But it's like, matter of fact, GMT, I was with a couple of buddies of mine that are, like I said, they're probably somewhere between the 850K to maybe 1.2 or 3 million. And they actually began watching this stuff about maybe 6 to 8 months ago, and they laugh at this stuff, and they're like, man, how did you, they even asked me, why am I even do, they question why I even do content, why do I even interact with some of these guys that say this stuff. They look at this stuff as comedy. I'm just being honest with you. They look at this stuff as comedy. They've had questions about certain people saying certain things, that they're asking, what are these guys doing? How do they have the time for this? These guys that are in tech, that some they ask a bunch of questions that they wonder, as far as, do these people really practice the stuff that they say? And that's the common thing that they ask. Do these guys really practice the stuff that they're saying? Like, what are the outcomes of them practicing the things that they say? That's a common question that they talk about.
let me ask you this question, because I asked you what do the rich people want, and you were able to list off things that they want. But Steve the Dean asked Sway Celeste, what does she bring to the table? As in, what things can she offer a man? And she felt, and she said she didn't have to tell, not because she's already showcasing it, but they don't want to. Then we had I Am Verbal. When she came up, she said her best advice to women was not giving a damn. So my question asking you, because you said you saved 200 to 300 marriages, what went into saving those marriages? What did the man have to do to save his marriage, and what did the woman have to do to save her marriage?
Well, in most situations, because they bring this, we bring up this fallacy of black women filing divorces 80% of the time, which was an outdated statistic. But see, they're not taking into account the variables that contributed to that. And within 80% of those black women that have filed, probably 50 to 60% of the situation involved infidelity, and serial infidelity that happened over a long period of time. And then also the fact that a lot of women file because of apathy on her partner's part, because they didn't do their due diligence to actually file. So when I'm entering into marital situations, whether they're marriage, they're dating, or they are engaged, or even married, usually the situations is either infidelity, finances, and communication. Those are the three things that people have issues with in their relationships. Infidelity, either on both sides or one side, whether it's male or female. Usually, most of the time, it's usually men that with the infidelity. Um, Communication on both sides, and then finances. You know, the financial aspects of it. Are we going to be able to build? And it never comes from a position. And I'm gonna be honest with you. In most of those positions, it is not a men taking care of all the bills type of situation. It is not the man is taking care of 100% of the bills and she's doing nothing. And also, it's usually not a 50-50 deal. It's usually the man taking care of most of the bills and the female is responsible for some of the bills. For the most part, I'm gonna say 70 to 80% of the situation, the man is making more money than the female, and he is taking care of most of the responsibility. But there's very few situations in marital situations where the man took care of all the bills and the woman stayed home. A matter of fact, I would say probably less than maybe 10% of the marriages I was in where the woman didn't work and stayed at home. And usually in those situations, that usually was mostly, I would say maybe 90% of those situations were white couples in which the man worked and the female stayed at home. And maybe some Hispanic, and very few were black. I've had very few black couples in which the man paid all the bills and the woman stayed at home. Usually the woman wanted to work, even if they could afford it, she still wanted to work. But other cultures, in those situations, the females are probably less likely to work if you can afford than black women. Black women appear to want to work more than other groups of women.
So,
That's just from my clinical experience.
so let me ask you this question. It seemed like with problems for infidelity, it was just simple. Either the man, whoever was cheating, either the man or the woman, tell them to stop cheating. But when it came down to the financial part, what were some of the resolutions or steps that went into solving the financial problems of the family to make the marriage more healthier for both parties?
When we're looking at the marital perspectives um, with, as it relates to each individual party, what I found consistency in is not the fact that they didn't make enough money; it was the mismanagement of money. And in this particular situation, I will say a lot of women had issues of spending more than what the husband could afford to bring in. It's not that they didn't have enough money to take care of the family. I mean, they were mismanaging money. They were, shopping too much or buying, buying big gifts and things very expensive without communicating about it. Things of that. It involved mismanagement of funds or living over your means. And the thing about it is, in many situations, it involved lack of communication about these things and the stress of paying off credit cards, personal loans, and other things like that became an issue where we're now, putting ourselves in debt because we're overspending. And in many of those situations, usually it was women who were spending more than what they should have been spending. I've had I had one guy in a situation where um, she had credit cards, but she was horrible with money, and so she submitted her credit cards to her husband, and he controlled how she used those credit cards. Now he was paying the bills; he paid the credit cards, but he controlled how she used it and how many of those credit cards she would use because they were drawn in debt because she was maxing out the credit cards and he had to pay them off. But he basically took control of them and kind of managed the use of it. And they came to an agreement of how that was going to be done. But in that, she understood that she had a problem and she was bad with money. She had to realize and understand that. It's not going to be. It wasn't a thing about because be, you know you're just not going to tell me how to spend money or tell me what to do. No, she humbled herself to realize the effect of her spending and how it affected the relationship. And because she valued her family and she valued being with her husband and so forth, she knew that that was something that needed to change. And part of that was of her relinquishing control of that to him and letting him manage it because of the bad decisions that she made for years with money. And I've seen other situations, um, you know, where people are just overspending, you know, you know, not saving anything. That there were situations which someone would lose. Then that those things would happen. You're living a certain lifestyle and you lose a job, and now you're not able to. You're trying to get back to that point, and then now you still have these certain bills at one level, and you're not making the money that you once made, and that causes problems. But
So,
oh, go ahead.
so let me ask you this question. You said another problem was communication. So before the debt gets too out of hand, doesn't the man usually say, "Hey, our debt income ratio is this, you're spending this, so we won't be able to grow our finances this way"? How is the communication being broke down to where it becomes a bigger problem that where they have to go seek counseling to solve the problem?
Okay, when it comes to the communication to me is a big part of a relationship working versus a relationship not working. And so what usually happens is that people have a fear of confronting issues because number one, they don't know how to effectively communicate their thoughts and feelings, or they don't know, or they're fearful of how the other person is going to receive it because they don't want to make them angry, upset, or they don't want to trigger a negative event. So a lot of times before those issues are dealt with, there's a lack of assertiveness, which should come from the man as far as, hey, we got issues, we need to deal with it. Or even from the female standpoint, if you're seeing things that are not going well, there should be a level of assertiveness to identify it. But what usually happens is that people tend to allow something to happen for a certain period of time. And then when there's an explosive situation that occurs, then everybody wants to bring up everything that happened in the past. So the best way to deal with that is when you see those issues, you approach those issues with your partner as soon as possible, as opposed to repressing those issues to a later point when something really bad happens and think that's the appropriate time to deal with it. Because what ends up happening when you do that, when you're in a state of anger and being upset and in a heightened mood and so forth, you find yourself expressing your anger not only for that situation but for the previous situations, and in expressing that anger you're not listening to the other person. So what we find each other doing, we're arguing instead of listening to one another, and that's bad communication.
Okay, okay. So D Darrell just laid out some of the problems in these relationships and things to make it better. You got any final words? I'm getting ready to close out this stream.
Oh man, this was a fun show. I was happy to hear from him. I was in here playing around with I got three sugar babies now. I got Chase Celeste, I got Uppy Unicorn, and I Am Verbal just joined the team. So hey man, I'm living life and loving it.
Oh,
So
I gotta ask you a question, D Darrell. You just hit me. Somebody said you brought Uppity Unicorn a $10,000 promise ring. Is there any truth to these allegations?
no man, the reality is that I had no idea that Uppy was in Houston. I did not buy a $10,000 ring to anybody. I am not Mr. Uppy Unicorn. I actually talked to Mr. Uppy Unicorn uh, the other day in Uppy Unicorn's chat. So I'm not him. I know I may fit the build, and I know I may be seen as the logical choice because I am in Houston and so forth. But no, it's not me. I didn't do that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. All right, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care. So it's getting a little bit late. We want to shut down this stream. real quick. AC Star said yes he did. Looks like D Darrell got 3-4 sugar babies. It looked like. You gonna get in trouble having all them sugar, baby. He said that nervous laugh told it all. Well, if I'm getting ready to close down the stream, it was good doing the show. Before you go, subscribe to the Grandmaster Troll Racing channel. The link is in the description. We need to get them subscriber videos up. We need to get those subscriber numbers up. If not, I'll be working on that Grandmaster Troll Racing channel to get those numbers up. One of the videos I just put up got a whole 70 views. So with that said, that's doing good. Gonna do some videos over there, so you gotta check out GMT over there. We're gonna troll some white folks over in the auto section. We're gonna troll them real quick, and as well as do vlogs. I'm gonna keep posting my vlogs on this channel because it takes so much time to edit and do the vlogs that I'm gonna put them on this channel so I can at least make a little bit of coins from them. But other than that, y'all know who it is. It's your boy GMT, the most dangerous troll on YouTube. Peace.